ッシュ3チアーキャッシュ3ハートキャッシュ3ドリンク。
Today is March 2nd, 2026, and the current time is 1917. Please be aware that the Institute is trial running a new stream schedule. All broadcasts will begin 1 hour earlier than prior years. Please provide feedback to the administratum if this schedule works better in your favor. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Oh wait, the game's not there. I think I remember why. I think it's because I... Oh, never mind, it's there. Hello, gamers. Comrades, how are all of you doing? Welcome to a modified, and probably you might have noticed, way earlier stream than normal. Because we are trying out a new schedule. Because I've noticed... Okay, so I'll talk about this in a second after we start playing. Also, what is my favorite dinosaur? That's a good question. What is the... Probably the Triceratops, if I had to name one off the top of my head. I like the fact that it's got 3 horns. Pretty sick, you know? Pretty cool looking. Okay, anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? Good evening. Welcome to Rimworld, our favorite rimming game of rims and worlds and space cats for some reason. Also, hello Zoingo and Sun and Washington and... Oh yes, let me turn on the bots. Sorry, thank you for catching that. And Havel, thanks Havel for the resub. 42 months, you're almost at 48. Isn't that crazy to think about? Also Umi, Goldenrod, and I know Zeoposer won today, so congrats to Zeoposer. Also, hello, and also hi Ray. All right, so you might be wondering, why am I starting stream an hour earlier? Well, let's just say, one thing I've noticed is that, unfortunately, the schedule that I had before, Ray was basically not getting enough sleep because she was going to try to stay up, you know, and she lives an hour ahead of me essentially right now, and so that's kind of a bit of an issue. So in order to make sure she can actually get some sleep, I've decided I'm gonna end stream a little bit earlier than normal so that she can function like a human being on most days. Also, I've had some, I think a lot of people start to fall asleep already by the time it's like 11 p.m. my time, so I'm also doing this to essentially give more waking time. I don't know how to describe it, like more chance for people to watch essentially by streaming at more regular hours, if that makes sense. So yes, so most people will be able to be in time for the end. I think it's like a big one that has been mentioned, so we're gonna trial it out for this week and see how well it fits into my schedule. But realistically, this will probably be the schedule moving forward, because if it works good for Ray, I want to make sure she's comfortable, and it seems like a lot of other people seems that this is a much better schedule for them. And I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but we're gonna try it out and see how it pans out. So yeah, that's essentially why we are trying out essentially from my perspective, it's 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. If you want to know the effect on this on my schedule, it basically means I can take a nap when I get home after work, but it also kind of means that I either have to shorten that nap or I have to not do as much things after words, if that makes any amount of sense. So that's essentially where we're at. Also, how do I not have enough beds for everyone? 22 pawns, these are 20. Why is Ray not in this bed? Oh, okay, I guess she must have taken this one. No, this is a prisoner bed, by the way. So that's why I go from 9. Yeah, I know for a lot of people, like previously it was like some crazy schedule that, you know, a lot of people just couldn't like really handle, whereas like people would like stay up late. So I want to make sure at least everyone can get some sleep, and for me I think it's perfectly fine too. It means that I can essentially get off earlier and I can do a few other things before I go to bed, because I'm going to bed at like 2 in the morning no matter what. That's typically my sleep schedule. So essentially gives me 3 hours to, I don't know, do some other stuff that I need to get done, rather than necessarily just, you know, streaming like later into the day. Hopefully that makes sense. We're trying this out and hopefully it'll be fine. And that's where we're at. Also, welcome to Rimworld. Hey, remember this thing? This is called my fusion reactor, except I cannot make any helium or deuterium, which is kind of an issue. Also, I forgot there was a mod I meant to download that allows me to claim fortified walls, but I kind of forgot to install it. So that's kind of the issue. Someone tucked me into a comfortable bed and I don't even like milk, which is the funniest thing. I actually dislike drinking milk, so if anything, that's not gonna help. That's just gonna make me like, no, I don't want this. Get this away from me. I wish I was joking, but that is legitimately how that would pan out. My preferred beverage is just give me some. Let's see if I found. Did I install the thing? By the way, I meant to install something that allows me to harvest deuterium. If I can remember how to spell deuterium. Deuterium extractor is what I'm looking for. I'm gonna research this real fast. So I actually drink broth. I used to drink a metric ton of soup before I went to bed, but I actually had to stop doing that a while ago because that apparently is not very good for you long term. So that's why I no longer do it. Anyways, welcome to our little ship. We're trying to expand. I think we completed everything I wanted in the basement, this area, so we're gonna seal this entire area off. We no longer have a reason to go down here. So, because we just waited for the Hive Queen to starve to death. So we're gonna seal this off, and then no one will ever be allowed to go inside that cavernous nightmare ever again, and everyone was happy about this decision, and no one ever wanted to go inside that pit of doom ever again, and it was all fine and dandy. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Well, that's pretty salty for something you're drinking a lot of. It's not only the saltiness, it's also like the fact that it kind of makes me really thirsty when I wake up, which is the main reason I had to stop drinking it. It's actually just really bad. Oh, I did mean to download and install a mod that allows me to claim these walls. I'm actually gonna go quickly find one and then just work with that. I've been meaning to get that set up for some time, so we're gonna do exactly that.
Your favorite drink is glass. I shouldn't be surprised. Also, it's milk, not milk cash 3 heart.
Okay. Hold on, let's just listen to all this real quick.
キャッシュ3ウィグルキャッシュ3レイウィグルルシーナ15ルーチウィグルウイスキーウィグルス
Okay. Well, thanks, Umi and Garm, for the resub. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, also a hype train started too. Isn't that crazy? 20 months and 29 months. How's my Ramadan? I honestly didn't really pay attention to the fact that it's Ramadan. I don't really talk too much about religion. But I am aware that I think it's Ramadan and Lent right about now. So if you're a Muslim or a Catholic, go do whatever you gotta do to do your religious duties. I'm not here to question or judge anything of the sort. You're free to do as you desire. Okay, so I'm going to quickly close the game, by the way. I found a mod that allows me to claim these walls, and I need to get rid of them, essentially, to make this design a little more appropriate. So I'm gonna save the game real quick, and then I am going to close. I think Ramadan actually started a day earlier than Lent, is my understanding. Okay, let me just quickly download this mod real quick, and hopefully nothing bad's gonna happen. Okay, then I can refresh this, and that's fine. Is it actually the same day? That's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, but where it's no eating from sunrise to sunset, right? Like, that's the whole fasting thing. And then Catholics can't eat meat on Fridays. I think the more devout Catholics typically will not consume any form of food on Fridays in general. So that's also a very interesting thing, depending on, like, what you care about. So I'm not here to think about that too much, because remember, we try to be away from the real world shenanigans, like what's currently going on in over there in that one part of the world. What a timeline we live in is all I'm gonna say. I was like, okay, the only thing I'm gonna say about it is the only way I learned about what was happening was through memes. I hate that my biggest source of memes, or my biggest source of news, is memes, and I'm not even joking when I say this, Wall Street Bets. I'm still subscribed to the Wall Street Bets subreddit, even because there was a point where I was kind of like, it's mildly degenerately, not to the tune of thousands, but like to tunes of like small hundreds of dollars in random stocks, and I'm still subscribed to that subreddit, and every now and again, that's like how I learn something happened, because someone will be like, does this make number go up? Does this make market go up or down? And I'm just like, oh, all right then. That's how I'm learning that this event is going on. We truly live in a society. Not necessarily the best type, but we make do, right? Also, don't forget to watch the stream on YouTube too, so I can farm that delicious YouTube viewership. Trying to farm that up. Anyways, how are all of you doing? I know it's been quite the weekend. You want to know what I did over the weekend, by the way? I bought a Steam Deck. It's actually arriving tomorrow. I was like, oh my god, this thing's actually arriving way quicker than I had anticipated. Basically, what had happened was, I'm in like a Discord server for like restock notifications for the Steam Deck, because I've been kind of wanting one for a while. And then, oh my god, apparently it came back in stock, the 1 terabyte version. And then I was like waffling about it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, you know what? No, I just gotta commit. So I just bought it, and then I'm like, all right, now I gotta figure out what I'm actually gonna do with this. I forgot to order a screen protector. So I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta either order one tonight, or I gotta order one like right now while I'm in the middle of stream. But I'm like, it's got a nice etched glass. Maybe I don't need to put a screen protector on it, I don't know. People don't put screen protectors on their laptops, so maybe I don't need to put one on the Steam Deck. Also, you worked over the weekend. Why do you have to work? Oh, right, I forgot. I know you're like in like some kind of retailer factory type thing. Turn the Stream Deck in. I already have a Stream Deck, actually. I use a Stream Deck to manipulate a lot of the stuff that happens on stream, mostly for scene changing. But I actually use it also for Final Fantasy XIV, because I have it set up where I can choose my class with my Stream Deck when I'm playing 14. It's actually really cool, if unnecessary. It's actually completely unnecessary, but it feels so fun to press the button and be like, I feel like being a paladin today. And I can press the load paladin button. All right, there we go. You're unemployed all weekend, you're still at... Well, I hope you manage to get a job at some point. Being unemployed is pretty rough in this day and age. You're getting your teeth kicked in by Rimworld, might be getting burnt out again. If you're getting burnt out, just take a break. That's always how it is. Don't take... Rimworld is a rough game, but also it's a game that you can just kind of take your own pace. Oh my god, wait! I can play Rimworld on the Steam Deck, but I have to not have as many mods, which is the most tragic part. Well, done with lecture class, now you get to final... Ooh, okay. I wonder how your grade is gonna pan out. I hope you succeed on your class, Zoingo. Asteroid prison. We're trying... Oh, you're making an asteroid prison? Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to do. So... Wait, I can't deconstruct the ancient blast doors. Do I need a separate mod for that too? Oh my god, if I need another mod for this... Oh, there's literally a mod to get rid of both of these, and it's like a Chinese mod. Do I really want to download a Chinese mod to deconstruct both of these? Seems a little unnecessary, I guess. Maybe we won't do that for now. Let's go back to automation. No, we're going to... I think, what was I looking at? Prosthesis? MAAI chip, I think is what I was looking for. I'm not gonna make the game Chinese. I like to read the game. I like to be able to... I understand English and a few other languages, and like maybe some... And I can read some Japanese, and that's about it. Don't expect me to read like anything else. Those are like the only languages that I have any... Okay, hold on. We're gonna quickly seal this in. I'm gonna have you collapse the cave entrance. Yep, we don't have anything else in there. Seal it up. All right, there we go. That is now sealed off forever, and no one will ever walk in there ever again. The main thing now is that since I have this dismantling tool, I can dismantle this entire thing. Unfortunately, I didn't actually do the math, and so realistically what I probably want is I want the door over here, but it's a little too late to do that, isn't it? Anyways, we'll try to get this built out, because I want to get this running, but it needs... Basically what we need is we need access to create we need to be able to produce deuterium. So this will consume water to produce deuterium, which we can then put into a deuterium containment tank, and then we can make power through deuterium and helium-3. So it's a lot of things that we need to do to get this up and running. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to basically tear this down, like a good chunk of this. We're going to tear like this portion down, and we're going to expand a lot of the base out this way with steel walls, and hopefully that'll be fine, and I'm not going to regret this decision, but I probably will. But I'm going to basically dump all the storage out here, and then that'll be fine. We can't stay up in space permanently yet. It's unfortunately a little too difficult for now. So that's kind of what our current plan is. Anyways, you might also notice on the schedule that we're doing some Hoi 4 again this week. I would like to appease the Hoi 4 truthers who have been eagerly anticipating more Hoi 4 content, because I have not done a Hoi 4 stream in probably a very long time, and I feel like those people should probably get a chance to see some Hoi 4ing at some point on stream. Hoi 4... No, I don't know if we're going to do any pony overhaul. I know which one you're talking about. I love Equestria at War, but I also haven't played that mod in forever, and there's a lot more content in there than I remember. And an Equestria at War run typically takes about like 5 to 6 hours, and these streams are about 4 hours, and I try to get a Hoi 4 run done in about the 4-hour timeline, which you can do, but you have to kind of play on speed 5 a lot of the time. So that's kind of something else to keep in mind when it comes to the hoying of the 4ing, right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And more or less, Hoi 4 is a brain disease, is what I'm gonna say. I love Hoi 4, but man, that game it's rough. Hoi 4 is it is a very special game, is all I'm gonna say. We can't stay here too long. I think the main thing I need more vac panels. So I need to make sure we grab the panels and this core, and then we'll have to go back into the surface. We can't leave anyone up here permanently yet, as much as I would like to. These two trapped themselves. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's kind of the issue here. So I know we have these water generators, which is perfect. So I need to get these guys back out of here. So just dismantle this. I think we can dismantle these. Honestly, I don't like having a lot of these fortified walls. A lot of them are completely unnecessary, so we're just gonna make sure we have space. I want to get into Hoi 4 because of Equestria at War, but it's also super complicated. Here's the thing. I would recommend... Hoi 4 actually has an okay tutorial nowadays. If you ever play Hearts of Iron 4, there is a tutorial where you play as the great nation of Italy, and it's actually fine. It's actually... It does kind of get you into the basics of what Hoi 4 is. Is it gonna make you an expert at the game? Probably not. But is it a decent way to kind of learn how to play the game? Yes. Because you do immediately start at war against Ethiopia. And so that kind of immediately gets you into conflict, so you can kind of learn from there. Are you going to win your first few games of Hoi 4? Absolutely not. I lost, like, I think my first 10 games of Hoi 4 before it started to finally click how to play the game. And then once that started happening, I was like, all right, now my brain has awoken, and now I finally understand a little bit more of how Hearts of Iron 4 actually plays. So just keep that in mind. It's not an easy game. You should expect to lose basically all the time. Yeah. It's not very good Hoi 4. Yeah, exactly. I understand Havel, trust me. It's a very difficult game. It requires a lot of, foresight and planning and all sorts of other things to even be mildly competent at the game. But that's kind of just how it is, right? It is not an easy title. Also, why is everyone's name not... Did everyone disconnect from their pawns? Oh, maybe everyone disconnected from their pawns. Okay, no, everyone's still here. Suita's the only one who needs a pawn, but we don't have any spares right now. Unfortunate. Anyways, we're gonna try to get this this thing up and running here. So hopefully we can get the deuterium set up here ASAP. I'm gonna have Havel take care of this real fast. Just like that. There we go. The reason we're doing this is that I can probably put in on this side out here the water aspect that we need. So I need to set up, for example, deuterium extractors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to move the H3 storage over here. Maybe not. Maybe we'll leave that in there. Let's put in the deuterium storage. We're going to do... I think 1 is fine. Yeah, I think 1's fine, but then we need a pipe deuterium extractor. Like this. And then I need to run fuel pipes between all of this, which is going to take this tile, and then something else. I think I need to pipe water into this. That's the other thing. That's right. A lot of things you might notice going on in here. But that's how it works when you're designing a very complicated space station, right? We're basically taking an old space station and repurposing it for our own needs. So don't worry too much about it. So... yeah, and then we're going to do Star Sector again because a bunch of the Star Sector mods that I've been waiting for have finally been updated, actually. So I was like, you know what? It's good enough reason for me to start playing again. So, yeah, we're gonna re-enter the realm of Star Sector, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. Does Fusion mod play with hygiene? Yeah, kind of. This mod is like it's an add-on mod for Fusion Power. So it's not made by Alana, but it's made by someone else who decided that they needed this mod to help, give them some water options in space. So that's kind of why we're abusing it. So, okay, so everything's hooked up with power. So really the main thing is there's just not enough power. Oh, this one's not actually hooked up with that power network down here. Right now our ship's power is actually really bad, and I'm trying to find a way to make it a little bit better. Just haven't had a chance to do that. In fact, for example, I'm going to move these like coils probably in here at some point. But we need to get rid of these grab ship capacitors, mostly because they're in the way, and I don't really like where they are. And I need to find another spot to put these things. Like, for example, I could maybe put them in here, which is probably fine for now. Probably the easiest way to do this. But yeah, so Star Sector this week with a bunch of weeaboo anime mods, because I play every game and make it anime, and then I think that's the main things for this week. And then next week, I'm not sure what we'll do yet. I have to figure out. I am a nerd. That's true. I like my science fiction space nonsense. If I turn it into a weeaboo anime game, that drives people absolutely... People get so... Okay, I will say it's really funny because there is a not so insignificant portion of people who play science fiction games like Star Sector, or... What was that other one I played a long time ago? Not Star Citizen. Elite Dangerous, where people are just like, whoa, anime, can't have that in this good Christian household, and then people get really mad that you play anime mods. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to have fun. Let me enjoy my game. You know what I mean? Like, there is actually people like that who will just get so mad that you even dare disgrace their precious Star game. Showing up as an on regard for that in your Hammerhead. When we were playing Star Sector? Also, let me just quickly dig this out here. Oh, Elite. Oh, that's right. You did play, you did join us for a little bit of Elite when I streamed it like an eternity ago. Good times, wasn't it? Good times. So we have enough food, by the way, to last us. I need to make sure we have enough food. The shaman named after your hammerhead. Ah, okay. Hopefully we can get this all built out. This is all getting built out slowly. The main problem is that they have to get the material from the ship. Now, you might notice the ship is a big distance away from everything. So whoever hauls things, they have to take their sweet time walking over. That's why all of our production just takes an eternity. But it's okay. Slowly but surely, this will get filled in. And when it is, we will be powerful. But we just can't stay here too long. We just don't have infinite steel. So that's why we have to keep constantly flowing back and forth. Honestly, we could probably just send a couple people to the surface and go kill some animals, but that's a different problem. There's a trade ship passing by. Let's go trade with them real quick. The no import ship. By the way, I did add a mod. Oh, here. I added a mod that allows us to create med beds, which seems like really cool, but you need to get this thing called the isolinear processor, and it is fairly expensive, but you can make a med pod with it, so I think we'll buy one. And then, I don't know, I think we'd buy the Nutramine, and I will sell off... I'm not willing to buy any of our furs, right? Maybe we don't sell them anything. Let's buy a few books. The Life of Kimmy. Sure. And Franklin's Approach to Gemology is fine. And then I need to buy the Helium-3. We could probably buy the Deuterium just to kind of get our power engines kick-started. That's probably okay. I think we don't need this one anymore. What if we don't buy the Nutramine? Still need to sell a lot of our stuff to make the money that we need. Oh, okay. So I think we sell the ironwood. Probably sell a lot of the grenade. Oh gosh, I can't afford this. I think the only thing we need. What am I trying to buy? The ISO processor, I think, right? Isolinear processor is the only thing I want. I think this is okay. I'm sure we'll find someone else who's willing to buy our other garbage. So, yeah, that's kind of like one thing that I don't like about playing certain science fiction games, because people get like really mad about it. But I don't care for the most part. If I'm willing to be a hyper weeb, I'm going to be a hyper weeb, and no one's gonna stop me. And I feel like that's kind of obvious based on the things that I've played on stream, right? I think that makes sense. You've seen all the silly nonsense that we do, so we'll try about like maybe a few streams of Waifu Sector if it's something people want to keep watching. If not, then we'll maybe drop it. But I think Star Sector's been a very popular stream whenever I streamed it out, so yeah. Won't that be exciting? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I ate a whole bunch of fried chicken today. So I don't know why it's making me like burp. I think it's because I also had a bunch of Coke with it. Oh my gosh, Coke Zero is probably like my biggest vice. Ray hates that I drink it, but I'm like, but this is tasty. Me likey. So, yeah. All right, let me just do something real fast. Okay, there's one. So hopefully we can get these books inside and we can figure out all this other... We need to figure out like some kind of... I don't know what the right word is. We need to find some way to store all of this stuff that we keep getting our hands on. We just haven't had a chance to find a spot to store this all. These are just a few backseats. I don't mind backseating in strategy games. Like it actually doesn't bother me that much, but I also understand that it does drive some people crazy. I think I'm generally someone who's okay with backseating as long as it's not excessive, right? Like as long as it's not like in my face telling me every single move that I should do, then I'm okay. I feel like a lot of it is people want to help, and I think that's perfectly reasonable. It's more, you should let the player, aka the streamer, make mistakes, because that's kind of part of the experience, right? Like making mistakes and learning. That's kind of always been like why I'm totally fine, you know, making mistakes as I play the game, and just tell people, just let me cock it up. It'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll survive, right? That's how I approach it anyways. Mistakes will happen, you just kind of roll with the punches. Do we have enough grab I have 100 panels. That's not enough panels. How many facts I think we might have to go to the surface soon. I think we can't stay up here. I do need to get this isolinear processor inside though. So, oh, the other thing we were gonna do is we're gonna fix Ray's brain. I forgot she got brain damage, and I think it's about time that we finally handled this problem. So the main thing is I'm now able to make, I should be able to make MAAI chips. If I can figure out which one of these things allows me to make the stupid thing. So 1 advanced component, 10 steel, 20 plasteel, and 10 gold. That's easy. And then with this component, if I understand this correctly, I should be able to create something that will allow me to fix the brain damage. I believe it's through this one. Might be through the it's one of these. I'll figure it out. We might not have built it yet. It's not a brain stem. I don't want a brain stemmy. I think I don't actually have. I think it's a surrogate. I think it's a synthetic nano printer. Yeah, this is the one that we need. This one allows you to print organs. So just in case, we're gonna make sure we're gonna be able to print organs, which is fairly easy to do. You like our little ship? I like how the ship has turned out, honestly. The ship, it is slow to build, but, you know, we're getting there. The main problem is we don't have enough people who are capable of walking out into space right now, because we don't have enough helmets to go around, and so that's the biggest problem. Some people could go out into space, but then they'll die because there's not enough, there's literally not enough helmets to go around. Actually, there is a full suit here. Who would I send out? Who can build? Havel's already kitted out, so he's already outside, or she's already outside. Garm's already outside. Boom's house already outside. Maybe we send out Funbound. Or Airman. No, actually that's fine, we'll just let him do it. But Jimmy Neutron, especially if there's air in space. Jimmy Neutron is definitely one of the experience of all time. You know what's funny? I actually liked Jimmy Neutron when I was a kid. I thought it was one of the best cartoons ever. And I remember when the movie came out, which was like, what, 2001, I want to say? It was like really on Jimmy Neutron movie. When did this come out? Yeah, 2001. I remember watching that thing like 4 or 5 times on VHS before my mom had to return it to the Blockbuster. And it was probably one of my favorite films that I watched at that age. And I still remember the song that they do. Like, I was actually, like, the other day listening to it, where they go like, Jimmy, Jimmy, that's the voice I hear inside. Everybody get down, come on along and for the ride. I think that's how it went. I can't remember, but I remember the singer for that died. I can't remember how that song went, but I remember it was like so good. Saw a clip and you have to wonder, did I watch it? You may have just been subconsciously thinking about it, and your tech overlords have decided that you need to go listen to it. I wish I was joking, but that's probably what happened. Your tech overlords know everything that you think you want to watch, and they will make you watch it even if you don't want to watch it. Okay, that's the reality of how things work. They know. They're paying attention to all of the stuff that could be happening, whether or not you want it to be. Oh, is that how that song went? I'm actually gonna look it up now. Oh yeah, the song was called Go Jimmy Jimmy. That's what it was called. Yeah. What a great song. That song had like one of the best choruses I've heard in like a cartoon song. I don't think I've watched a cartoon in like forever. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think I've watched like a children-oriented cartoon in a very long time. Well, obviously, because I'm not the desired market for it, but I just don't have time. All right, here we go. We got the deuterium extractor. This thing should now be making deuterium if it can get water. And then the main issue is that it can't get water, because these things are not piped up correctly. If they can get piped up and set up correctly, we can then produce power with the MMFS. That is the ultimate goal right now. So the main goal is get this all built. We have enough food to last us for quite some time still. Oh, if our cooks are cooking food. Do we not have anyone? Oh shoot, I know what's happening. I think the reason we don't have food. Oh shoot, that's why. I forgot to make this the ship interior, so no one was actually allowed access to the kitchen. All right, let's make sure. Yeah, there we go. Everyone was starving and I didn't even realize it. It's not to make you that they know they don't want you to watch. Is that you don't know what that you want to watch it. That's also true. That's a fair point. Hello, Skylet. If your nodule tooth decided to be annoying, you might be removed it yourself. Can you train my skill by removing yours? Please don't remove mine. I actually don't have as much teeth as the average person anymore. I lost 4 teeth. Actually, and then a 5th one is basically fake. It's basically a zombie tooth. You ever think about how a root canal just makes one of your teeth a zombie tooth? So if you don't know what a root canal is, because I've talked about this a bajillion times, they basically they carve out the inside of like the teeth that needs a root canal and remove all the living tissue inside of it, right? And then they put like a resin on top of it and then eventually put a new cap on top of it to make it look like a normal tooth. But there's nothing living inside of that tooth anymore. It is literally a zombie tooth. How does that make you feel, knowing that your tooth is a zombie tooth? Isn't it spooky to think about? Isn't it horrifying in a mild way when you consider it? You've never had a cavity? You don't know what a root canal is? Okay, well, one day you'll have a cavity and it's gonna suck. And you're gonna be like, wow, how could this happen to me? And then you're gonna be like, oh, that's why. Oh, that's awful. What do you mean it's the worst? It's an accurate description, okay? All I'm gonna say is that's a very accurate description of what a root canal is like, okay? It is literally a zombie tooth. It is literally a zombie tooth, okay? You know it's true. You know it's true. That tooth isn't alive anymore. It is a zombie tooth. Okay, this thing's almost built out. Conradania, can you finish building these pipes for me? Thank you very much. I'm gonna order all this built out. Did I forget to run power? It's just not built out yet. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, so I would like you... Basically, once we have power running through this should all be self-sustaining at some point. There we go. Just like that. She's a little... She's gonna be overworked, that's fine. Since cavities can spread to nearby teeth, that's also true! This is why you have to brush your teeth, and clean, and floss, and all sorts of other things that your dentist keeps telling you to do that I almost guarantee most people ignore. I basically learned to never ignore my dentist after the great teethening. So I will trust my dentist with my life. I will obey. Okay, finish these pipes, or conduits, is all I care about. Okay, also, 1 second. I need to charge my headset, so I gotta pull up my, my cable here. Okay, so everything is hooked up now. This thing doesn't have water yet because the piping isn't set up yet, but eventually it will. It'll make 25 deuterium per day, which is more than enough, I think, to keep this powered. So once we get that set up, we'll be good to go for infinite power in space. Although we do need to go down into the surface at some point because we are running out of food very, very quickly. And our overworked cooks just cannot make enough food for our colony. Look how small the kitchen is, and look at how much needs to be made. I like the average day. You mean for teeth? That's just how... Listen, your day doesn't have to be bad. Just remember, always look for something good in your day, and maybe life will be better. I don't know. Maybe that's too sappy or something. I try always to look on the bright side of things, even if I know it's not feasible for a lot of people to be looking on the bright side of stuff, considering how rough life can get. You know, we might be able to leave Garm up in space now. Since Garm has enough construction and mining skill, as long as we can keep giving Garms ample supply of food, this should be fine. Yeah, no, we definitely don't have enough food. We have 5 hydroponics here and then 6 down here. But the food is primarily... We typically go back to the surface and just harvest, like... We cull an entire population of animals, and then that's our food supply. I wish I was joking, but that's literally what we do. I did read the thing that you sent me, Garm, don't worry. I haven't had a chance to, like, put any of that into effect, but I do appreciate you sending some tips. I haven't actually touched Worked as Resources in quite some time, since that stream. I have, like, a lot of other games. I like playing a lot of shorter games right now. Like, I've been playing a lot of, mini motorways, if that makes sense. I like mini motorways a lot, so that's been kind of my jam. As, like, a chill, vibing game. And one that doesn't make me have to think, like, a lot. I like thinking, don't get me wrong, but there comes a point where you just want to chill and not have to play very, very complex games. If that makes sense. It's getting 1/8 portions. Well, we're gonna go to the surface soon. Like, I know we don't have enough food to last us, so there's not a reason for us to stay up in space for much longer. I'm just trying to make sure we can get power running. Okay, there we go. So now the water is being piped here. Okay, there's still no water here. What did I mess up? Oh, I know. Okay, so what I forgot is that water technically needs a water storage device like a tank. So we're gonna put in these water tanks because they look nice. We need to get rid of this thing though. Where is Havel? Havel, you're not allowed to eat yet. I need you to purge this. I get rid of this one too. Trying to make some space here for all of our projects. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing, comrade? Good evening. You like the new schedule? Where we're starting a little earlier? I don't know how people... I was talking about this earlier, but yeah, we're trying out this new... Starting a little earlier. There's an ancient reactor nearby that's leaking toxic fallout. Do I really want to go deal with this? Where is this? Oh, it's even worse. It's in the Scarlands, which means in extreme pollution. Which means there's not going to be any food over there. That's going to suck. I think we do need to go to the surface soon, though. I think we only have enough meals to last about, like, 3 in-game days. What else are we researching? We're gonna get our hands on... powered melee weapons. I forgot I downloaded this mod just so we have access to... powered maces, mauls, and short swords. So our pawns aren't running around with, like, steel swords fighting against heavy mechs. I think I want to make sure they actually have options to fight and not just relying on this whatever nonsense we're providing. Okay, so we can get the tanks out. I think that'll be perfect. No more. Okay. Let's not do this anymore. I would like you to build out my water tank. Just one water tank is probably enough to get us going. But we are basically out of steel now, so... We have food problems every time. I mean, the reality is, with 22 pawns, there's not enough ways to make enough food to survive until we can get hydroponics running on the space station. I think once we can get hydroponics running in space, it'll be fine, but until that happens, we're just kind of out of luck. So it's a matter of when we can get it running. So my goal is I need to turn on the MMFS as soon as possible, so that this will be kind of self-sustaining, and then eventually we'll maybe turn like this entire room into hydroponics. So I can't actually add so the main thing is I don't have enough people that can build. Maybe I can get, and people, I don't want to remove their armor. Like, Immortal here has some pretty nifty armor, but I can't, if I send Immortal out there, Immortal's gonna have to run out without, you know, with very minimal, vacuum resistance until we can get undersuits. Until we can get the made undersuits, like, we're kind of just stuck doing this. It's not ideal, but trust me, this is how it's gonna have to be. How we should be able to build out. As long as we can build one tank, we'll be fine. And then this should be automated. Okay. That's fine. Can you build the other one? Yeah, that should... Oh, wait, I forgot to reconnect it. Sorry. Here we go. Have fun, marksman. There we go, right? Is this... Oh my gosh, I forgot we need a pipe. I'm always forgetting you do need a pump for this, which is a little annoying. Okay, so let me get the pump built, and then this should be everything. We do have a lot of idle mouths to feed. The other thing, too, is we don't actually have a lot of astro fuel, so I'm trying to quickly turn all of this extra wood into astro fuel, which is a little difficult, and we're out of steel. We're completely out of steel now, so we have no choice anyways. Basically, the steel that Havel's carrying is more or less our last supply. Yes, you are getting taught. Like, you are getting an education. So you're currently 8 and 30, which you're 8.5 right now. And you've currently got 87% learning, and you're getting 3.5 per day, which means you're guaranteed to hit growth tier 3 on your next age up event. So be proud of that at the very least. You will become educated. Also, I just realized this is not an automated door. Let's fix that. I'm trying to figure out like where the slowdowns are in the colony, like where people walk around, and then we can try to improve all those. Also, I just realized, is this a vacuum? It's not. Okay, that's really weird. So don't worry, you will become educated. You will become one of the smartest pawns, hopefully. Although, yeah, you don't have a lot of skills right now. No, there's 2 boards in here. I can put a 3rd one, I guess. I could fit one like in here. Fit like there we go. I'll fit a 3rd board in there. It's a very cramped classroom. Don't think about it too much. We're working what we got here. We're working what we got. Okay, can you finish building me my pump? I need this pump built like 3 days ago. So I can turn this on and we can go back to the surface and hopefully nothing explodes while we disappear for a few days. Come on. We're almost there. Why didn't you just grab the component that was already here? Yeah, you can see I've completely run out of steel in there. So the mechs aren't approaching us here. We don't have the mechs chasing us start, so we're free to kind of just do whatever we want. We engage with the mechs when we want to engage with them. We're not obligated to fight them at any point. It's just kind of a, when it happens, it happens. Okay, so we're gonna get this pump working. Okay, there we go, right? Is this pumping water now? Okay, this doesn't work, does it? Or is it all being consumed immediately by the... Oh, it's all being consumed by the deuterium extractor immediately. Okay. Which is fine. And then I needed to pipe into here, which means I need to... Oh, it wasn't connected. Okay, so then let's get this last pipe built, and that should finally get everything running. It only took forever to get this done. Holy cow, what a disaster this was. But yeah. Yeah, I've never actually built a space station before, so this is a very new experience, I guess one could say, for us out here on the rim. But it'll look nice. Okay. You already put the pipe that you already put the material, just build it. Oh no, I can't. Alright, hold on. Oh shoot, she can't wait. Really funny. She actually might not be able to access it. Okay, we gotta do it like this. Okay, so you're gonna build this out. Build me my pipes. Build me the other pipe. Yes, and that should be enough, I think. We managed to dig out a lot of the plasteel as well. And we've managed to get a decent amount of vaxstone blocks, although we have to haul some more over there at some point. Let's haul these. Yeah, I need her to lay some pipe down, and the pipe will be great and glorious and beautiful, and it'll be fantastic. Okay. Oh, right. Kefir should not be allowed outside. I don't know how he got walked out, but that's fine. Right, so the other thing too, where's Ray? I've been meaning to do this, but we need to get Ray a new... okay. So right, so I built this thing, which means I can build a neurocure framework if I have 8 Glitter World medicine. The problem is I don't think we have 8 Glitter World medicine. We don't. Okay, we don't have any. Now we can make Glitter World medicine with enough technology. I think we're missing some research, but you can make it, but you'll need Glitter World Nutramine, which is a product that requires us to grow something that we don't have access to, because that requires Elysium trimmings, and I don't think we have researched how to grow that. I believe it's from Vegetable Garden. I think it's like Agriculture 3 or something. Or not. It's one of, oh, Glitter World Medicine. Here you go. Yeah, you gotta grow this. Research have exploded yet. Hello, Ranu. No, we're not exploding. Also, hello, Nahil. How are you doing, comrades? How are all of you? Professor's fine. That's what everyone calls me. Oh my goodness. We have deuterium. Can I just turn this on? Requires 12,000 watts. Okay, so I need one more capacitor to turn this stupid thing on. It's already occupied. What's occupying this? Okay, so okay, that's annoying. So fun fact, yeah, this is actually can't be turned on yet. I'm gonna move Oh, you can't. Oh, because the pipe's already there. Wait, this is so stupid. Wait a second. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to redesign this real quick. No maintenance on printer. How many colonists have died? No one's died yet. Like, we've just been up in space having a nice, relaxing time. But we can't stay up here very long because there's not enough food. We have 3 days worth of food, so we have to go to the surface very soon. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, because this is annoying. So I need to run fuel. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna have Anya quickly. Who's my other builder? Garm is, I think, the other builder, right? All right, we're gonna have Garm construct this. Get rid of this pipe and this pipe. Okay, that should be fine. Do you have a pawn? You do have a pawn to heal. You're still here. You're not dead yet. Okay, go here and dismantle this pipe and then this pipe. And then we're gonna move this one over there once that one's built, and I'm gonna put the last capacitor charger in here. I'm gonna move this over here. Actually, I didn't need to dismantle this. I don't know why I did that. And then I'm gonna have Garm quickly dismantle this one, which should give us all that stuff. Yeah, we're not using Ricks yet. Maybe at some point we'll switch to Ricks, but I haven't felt like the need to. Okay, that's fine. Then I can put this thing here, and then I can have Garm build me the other one over there, which should use up all the stuff that's here. Maybe need to grab at least one more component and one more stack of steel. And hopefully, if I do this right, we should be able to we should be able to ignite this thing before we leave. Basically, the reason I want it to be self-sustaining is it just nicer. So this was going to be storage, but Lamau, I don't want it to be storage anymore. This is going to be my hydroponics facility. Get rid of all of these shelves because they're not really necessary. Plus, they're kind of ugly, and I'd rather use other storage solutions. So, more projects for the workers. We definitely won't be able to get any oxygen up here yet, so just keep that in mind. Okay. Still not ready yet. Okay, because Garm needs... Oh, we don't have steel. We have a little bit of steel, and we have one... Yeah, we have a little bit of food. It would be interesting to stumble upon an Archaean seed, but it's just not something we've been, like, actively searching for. We've just kind of been vibing. By the way, if you think this is a high-tech run, wait until the next run. The next run, I think, is going to be a little bit more low-tech and is going to be a lot rougher. I want to do that generator quest mod. And I'm like, ooh, if we can make this an industrial-themed run instead of a spacer-themed run. We are running vanilla Graveships Expanded Chapter 1 because Chapter 2 is not out yet, so we're working what we got. Yeah, I'm excited for Rimworld Frostpunk. That's the whole vibe that I'm going to go for. I think we have no choice but to go back to the surface. I want to get this up and running, but if I can't afford the resources, I don't know. I guess we don't have a choice. I guess we'll see. At the very least, as long as we have enough blocks, I'll be happy, because then I can at least expand the ship significantly. We've got the powered weapons. Let's grab... just go grab Glitterworld Medicine, see if we can research Elysium trimmings. I don't know if we're going to do Sea Ice. I am not into pain. You haven't used... Oh, are you talking about Graveships Expanded? I think Graveship Expanded's fine. It does make it a little bit more complicated, unnecessarily so, but I think that's half the fun anyways, so... As long as you're okay with the complexity that it adds, then go for it, is what I would say. Increase this real quick. It's so close to being able to turn on. All right, you can rest now. You work on my ignition capacitor. Where's Garm? Garm's asleep. Wakey, wakey, Garm. It's time to build me my helium-3 storage tank. Where'd my helium-3 go anyways? I went back on the ship. We don't have enough food. I think we have. I don't think we can turn this on. I think we have to go back to the surface. Yeah. I think, I don't think we have a choice. Alright, you finish building this and this. We have like 1 day of food. Okay. Okay, so we need to then fill this with helium-3. The reason I'm trying to do this is that this reactor is not going to be able to generate the water necessary to self-sustain itself with the deuterium unless I can turn this on and make it self-sustaining. Little things like dumb. I don't run Rim Atomics anymore. I like Rim Atomics for long-term colonies, but it is a lot of extra stuff and requires a lot of extra space and also a lot of other additional... It's a lot more mental overhead that you have to keep track of, which I do think is fun, but there are times where I'm just like, I'd rather just keep this a little more simple. This is one of those runs that I think already has a lot of things going on, and I don't think we need to add Rim Atomics. I did think about making a moon base, but I decided this base was a little more fun. I think a moon base probably would have been a little better, but this is okay. So hopefully we can fill this up. As long as this is enough, we just need a little bit more power. If we can just get enough electricity. Come on, these things are already running overtime. There's not enough space for this thing. Yeah, you need power heat bleed off to heat the base. Oh, that's kind of cute actually. Using the leftover heat to power it, to heat it. That's nice. I will say I do like Rimmerfeller. Rimmerfeller is a lot of fun, but instead of a small solar array, because I like making things more complicated than it needs to be. I am someone who apparently enjoys suffering of the highest caliber. All right, we just need to survive one more in-game day, which is basically the last amount of food that we have. I could crack open the meal pallet, but I'm trying to avoid doing that if I can. And for the rest of our wonderful builders, I'm going to have them start deconstructing all these shelves here and then turn this into hydroponics room. No oxygen available here yet, but that's a different issue. Deconstruct, deconstruct, deconstruct. Yes, get rid of it all. Purge it. Purge it. Get rid of it. Oh, yes. Wonderful. I'm not going to do... I mean, we could do an ice frostpunk run that could be plausible, but I'm not sure yet. Okay. We just need a little bit more power in here. Assuming I hooked this all up correctly. Did not. This needs one more pipe. I completely forgot about that last pipe. All right, you quickly build me a pipe. If you're not prepped for it, that's what you kind of want to run for your next run through and push for a full Star Trek experience with the Replomats. Replomats are kind of fun, yeah. If you know what you're doing, it could be a lot of fun, but obviously I don't think I know what I'm doing half the time. I won't lie. A lot of what I do in this game is I'm just going entirely off of vibes. I'm a vibes-based player, and I find it to be the most fun way to approach the game. Okay, there we go. So that's all connected. And now that our solar is up and running, this should rapidly fill up the excess batteries, which is this ignition capacitor. And then we'll be able to turn it on, and then I can walk away from this, and hopefully nothing bad happens. Maybe I should put some fuses here, but I think in space there's no chance fire's gonna survive anyway, so that's fine. I think we'll be okay even if we don't do anything. And obviously these things don't have any auxiliary to make oxygen yet, so that's fine. All right, I think we're ready to turn this on. Nope, not yet. Kefir's angry. Listen, sea ice frostpunk could be fun, but it is a level of suffering. I don't think I've ever done a true sea ice run, but maybe I'll give it a shot. Also, I just noticed Ray pinged me on something. Okay, I'll look at this later. Oh my god. Never mind. I know where this is gonna go. Speaking of other related stuff, I've been surprised at how many people are playing Resident Evil. I have not played a Resident Evil game in quite some time, but I like all my follow list is like Resident Evil, Resident Evil. I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone loves Resident Evil. Okay, in the interest of actually kicking this off, we're just gonna cheat a little bit. It's at 50%. Ah, crazy. All right, here's our fusion reactor turning on, by the way. Gonna let that start up real fast. Just eat through all of our energy. And again, the main thing is to make sure the deuterium can just self-sustain itself. Come on. And then hopefully we can generate more deuterium with this one. It needs 5,000 liters of water per day. We're able to give it 2,400. Well, that's not a lot. But this thing's going to produce so much power that realistically I have to make an entire room full of water generators to make this viable. Okay. There we go. All right, so now we have a giant fusion reactor that is producing 50,000 watts of electricity. I literally cannot use this much power even if I wanted to. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go to the surface again. All right, we got to go get food. All right. We're not going to do this quest here because I don't care. But I do need to land somewhere where I can find a metric ton of food. So ideally... let's see. Maybe a temperate forest is probably fine. I want to be somewhere centered around where our ship is. Not tundra, not desert. Probably the boreal forest probably is okay too. Let's see. Wherever there's a lot of wildlife. Lake, large river. Okay, maybe we'll do... Let's see. Why don't we do this one? This one is a Acerbone lock with a lake and a large river. So worst comes to worst, we fish for food. And that's probably okay. Yeah, it's fine. All right, back to the surface we go. All right, because we gotta basically farm for food, and we need steel. Oh wait, shoot, we need steel, don't we? Maybe this is actually not the correct place to land. Yeah, let's land somewhere else. I need steel, and I don't want to buy it. I'm too cheap. So we want to be near the mountains, I think. There's so much tundra on this map. Goodness gracious. Basin, valley, cave pools, hollow, dry ground, mount. I don't like any of these. Coastline, sunny coastal island, mountainous. I guess that's probably a junkyard and an abandoned colony. We'll do this one. I think this one's okay. We'll make it work. Ah, I assume you all know each other. It's very interesting how a lot of Rimworlders are just familiar with a lot of other Rimworlders in the Strimmen space. There's hundreds of us. Maybe tens of us, I swear. Actually, who is on the category for Rimworld right now? I'm kind of curious. Can't believe I've been streaming Rimworld for like 5+ years at this point. I have been playing this game for far too long. One day I will finish I will get to work on my Rimworld mod if I can stop being lazy. I'm too lazy. That's the problem with everything. Not long enough. I mean, there will come a day where I will decide that I am done streaming, but unfortunately for all of you, that's not anytime soon. I'm here for the long haul. That's right, you're stuck with me for a while. And Ray's stuck with me for life, but that's a whole different problem that she's got to deal with. I feel like every day I find a way to drive her crazy. Rimworld. I am kind of curious, like, we should be getting announcements of, like, the next DLC soon, so... Or at least sometime, hopefully this year, and that's what I'm really curious about. Like, what are they gonna do for Ribba World? Oh, there's a very convenient area that we can land. Excellent, I love it. Right, hopefully we find a lot of steel, because my biggest priority is kill animals and acquire steel. Royalty, search from Discord, move to Twitch. Ah, okay. I think I started around the same time. I think I started like either right before Royalty or right after Royalty. So, okay, so now I need to kill these Muffalos. So I'm just gonna grab you. Anyone with a decent gun has to go out here and fight now. Maybe not Havel, because Havel's gun is designed for not this type of engagement. So we'll grab these. 4 should be fine. And then immediately everyone's allowed out everywhere. Oh, trust me, we know some people who've been around for like the early like Kickstarter betas. I know Alana likes to talk about like the early days of Rimworld a lot, and she provides a lot of very interesting insight to the early days of the game. There we go. Look at all those Muffalo easily slaughtered. That'll be our dinner for the next couple in-game days. And maybe we shouldn't accidentally friendly fire each other. That'd be great. Okay, perfect. So slaughter that last one. Then I'm gonna undraft them all. Undraft you, and then wildlife. Let's just see, what are we executing today? Kill the birds, kill the minks, kill the raccoons, and the squirrels, and we'll kill the moose later at some point too. I'm not good at this game either, quite frankly. I think anyone who says they're good at Rimworld is lying. Unless they can do 500% ice sheet, they're lying. Although there's probably a good amount of people that are more than capable of pulling that off. Orbital debris. A cloud of orbital debris is that in this area? Oh shoot. Our base is under attack. Oh my gosh, it actually destroyed a portion of this. Ah, that's a crater. Well, thankfully it didn't destroy anything super crazy. But that is a little unfortunate. We'll deal with that when we come back to the surface. How about that? Yeah, we'll deal with that when we come back. Okay. I mean, here's the thing. You have to remember, Rimworld is, for all intents and purposes, a single-player game. You are not obligated to play this game like a competitive experience. Just play the way you want to play it. That's the best way to approach it. You are not in any way obligated to play this like you're playing a competitive... Like, yes, I'm sure there's a competitive Rimworld category that's called speedrunning. But for a single-player game, you just do what you want. Make your own story. And maybe Rimworld might not be for you, and that's fine too. And then there's like a bajillion other games that you can play instead. Like, I think Ray tried to get into Rimworld, and she didn't like it very much. So there's actually a speedrun Rimworld category if you ever take a look. Also, hello there, Tori. I just saw the message like 30 minutes ago. I'm so sorry. But yes, you could speedrun Rimworld. There's a category, speedrun.net. Let me see if I can find it for you real quick and we can gawk at it together. So, pulling up Firefox here. So, the Rimworld speedrun category is basically how fast can you escape from the planet, right? There's escape any percent, so any way to get out of it. There's also, you have to build the ship, get out as fast as possible. There's also, I don't know what this one is, hat percentage. I think it's how fast you can make like a hat speed run. Reach a certain amount of gold, I think, and then I don't know what this one is. I think fully convert yourself into like a bot into a bionics. So like escape any percent is fastest time to date is 23 minutes. I believe this. Okay, so I believe, if I understand this correct, the escape percentage any percent speedrun is people will try to survive until they can get the ship to the stars, and they will ship to the stars as their victory condition, and that's how you're able to get it done in like 23 minutes, because you're not building the ship, you're just trying to walk over to the ship and then waiting for it to turn on after like X amount of days. Building's a little harder. And then obviously you can also choose like difficulties and whatnot, like how much DLC you're playing with. Obviously it's got to be vanilla with maybe whatever version and mods that you're playing with. So just keep that in mind, that there is a category for this. You want to play it. The highest record was, you know, X amount of years ago, but there is a decent amount of RNG involved, which I think why most people don't really partake in competitive Rimworld, if that makes sense. Like, it is pretty rough. There is a lot of RNG involved, and so why bother? I'd like to haul these corpses over, please, so we can turn that into food. Our colony is hungry, and I have to keep farming rats and other things, and make a lot of food with all these other animals. What other animals are there? We'll kill that big thing. Kill that moose at some point, too. I think there's a wolf I need to kill, too. Yeah. I mean, if you want to speedrun dying, there's a million ways you could die, probably. Just gotta be creative with your death options. How many cloths do I have? I do want to sell this for other materials at some point. I actually need to figure out where I'm going to expand the ship. I've been wanting to expand the ship upwards. The other thing I want to do is I do want to replace this with a Grav Hulk engine, but this is a little expensive, and so I'm not going to force build that yet, although at some point we will. I'm going to make sure I want 200 panels at any given time, and that should be good to go. Okay. We have food, we have components. What we don't have is steel, so we're trying to get steel right now, but thankfully these guys are digging it out, and that's fine. We also need to get some wood, so while we're here, let's also just order people to chop down some trees. I don't want to be on the surface too long. We want to go back into space, because then we can set up the hydroponics to be permanent. 6 years. If you're starting from tribal, I guess that makes sense. Although it's a mechanoid cluster that just arrived for some reason. Why? Oh god, what's happening? Whoa. Okay. Alright, what's in this? Every time I turn around, something's here to ruin our day. Okay, this is a sun blocker. Mini blaster turrets and auto inferno turrets. We don't have to engage with this. The main problem is people are gonna walk up to it, and that's gonna be my biggest issue. Make a new area. We're just gonna call this the selective, and then we're gonna And then I'm going to manage area, invert this one. I'm gonna color this green. And then we're going to not allow this specific area. That way we don't accidentally trigger it, and that should be fine. We just get out in about 13 days. I think that's how long the timer takes to activate. Yeah, we'll leave it about... Wait, hold on. Count on activator, 22 minutes. I guess we have 22 hours, so maybe we don't want to be anywhere near this. If we just kill this now, we could probably kill it quickly, right? It's so risky. I don't even approach this. Smokes, I guess, and EMPs. Alright, you know what? Screw this. Let's just kill this. I wonder if I could kill this. I'm gonna save the game in case something goes bad. You returned from the Magic Snake Mountain aka work. How did work turn out for you? Are you alive? Are we gonna just move people around until I can find a way? Nahil has no melee weapon. At some point I gotta get you a melee weapon. At some point I also need to get Xanth actual armor so he doesn't explode in a million tiny pieces. Okay, so basically as long as we get everyone over here, we can probably finagle a way to smoke in and then just run up, and maybe that'll be fine. If we can just coordinate all of the weapons at once, we could probably overwhelm it. Right? Maybe we don't even use smokes and we just EMP everything. EMPs provide like, what, 30 seconds of time to coordinate? That's probably the correct way to approach this. Let's get this figured out here so we can get everyone real close. Alright, let's see. How do we do this? How do we unga bunga through this? Okay, what's your toss distance? Oh jeez, you don't have... Everyone actually doesn't have a very high toss distance. I don't think I'm gonna have Garm or Habel do too much there. But I definitely need to smack this corner down, so we'll pull Garm down here. And then let's make sure all of our shotgunners are equipped on slugs. So I don't have EMP rounds yet for some unholy reason. I think I'll switch to slugs there. So I need to switch to slugs here. Alright. I would love satchel charges if I was playing Helldivers, but this is not Helldivers. Okay, that's fine. As long as we can get enough thrown in there, it should be okay. And then you should be able to toss one as well. I'm gonna hope this lands the way I think it does, and then I'm gonna have you put it over here too. Fling more nades. Oh, I didn't get these guys close enough. Okay, hold on. Stop. Okay, stop there. Need to make sure we're getting real close. This is Super Metroid? What do you mean? This ain't no Super Metroid. I don't even play Metroid, honestly. I was never that fond of Metroid. I know everyone always goes on about like, Metroid's so good, man. I'm like, I don't care. If Metroid's for you, more power to you, but I really don't care too much for Metroid as a genre, as a game. If you like it, great. If not, great. More power to you. Okay, let's see if this is enough. So we're gonna fling as many grenades as I can. Hopefully semi-coordinated, and maybe hit as many of the turrets as possible. And then... let's see if this is enough. And then we'll pause the game as soon as this goes off. So yes, you fire here. And then you're gonna switch over here. Fire that one there. You will not. And then Rave. Also switch to this. Okay, so we are not gonna hit that bottom stack over there. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try smoking that instead. It's probably fine. And then... yeah, we'll just see if this works. Okay. Okay, and then everyone switches to the primary. Okay, so you're gonna switch to your primary, primary, start gunning it down. You switch to your primary, you switch to your primary. Everyone switch to their primary, and then I'm gonna have Sun start walking in there in a hot second. We're probably gonna do a little bit of cross-firing, but that's okay. Have Sun walk in there, I think. Turrets should be destroyed before they can even react, I hope. Okay, so I want you to focus fire this. These two, I want you to focus this one. These three focus fire this one. You two focus fire this one. I want Sun over here. You focus fire go down here. Okay, then I need, see, they have 13 seconds, right? Okay, that's fine. I think 13 seconds is enough. We haven't finally fired yet, which is good. I was way more... Yeah, I love Pokemon. And that's another really bad shot there. Rip. Oh, we could kill this fast enough, but apparently not. 6 seconds. Okay, so if we can have these guys focus fire this one. 5 seconds is fine, maybe. Okay, good. Blast this one. Okay, so Anya's stomach is falling out of her, but that's fine. And then I'm gonna have Immortal quickly go over here. And then I'm gonna have everyone undraft now. So I think we have enough time that Sun can probably just smack all of these. Go undraft, undraft, undraft. And then Sun can just smack these one at a time. I need more melee fighters, that's what I need. Okay, you are gonna quickly tend on the spot. And you smack this one. Okay, undraft, undraft, undraft. Alright, we did that. That wasn't too bad, other than just having one person being gutted. Also, I don't know why Umi was drafted this whole time. I apparently brought Umi to the fight so that Umi can learn about violence. Probably not the smartest idea to bring a child to a mechanoid fight. But thankfully, Umi survives and doesn't explode into a million tiny pieces, which was the biggest concern. Okay, so you would probably need to get her a new other stuff here. Actually, did you see the new Pokemon game? I'm kind of excited for it. I really want to try out the new Pokepia at some point, although I'm not really a life sim farming person, but it looks cool. And apparently it's the #1 rated Pokemon game on Metacritic of all time. And also amusingly, that game is apparently more highly rated than Resident Evil, whatever number we're on, 9. Which I thought was hilarious. I was like, oh my gosh, people like this more than Resident Evil. So, I don't know. I hear that it's supposed to be like post-apocalyptic Kanto, and you're trying to rebuild it, which is also a really sick concept. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I think it's insane. I think it's beautiful, though. I think it's great. Okay, so I wanted to add some security options to the ship. I don't really have that many options, is the problem. These are still not compatible with Combat Extended, right? Nope. Okay, it's not. Well, so my understanding is that the theme of the game is that it is what if Pokemon was in the far future, or like a post-apocalyptic Kanto region. Because you have to remember, you're playing as a Ditto that's taking the form of a human, is my understanding, and trying to, I guess, rebuild society. Isn't that strange? And somewhat ominous and concerning. I would think so. I think Pokemon could survive the apocalypse. You just have to have enough faith in your Pokemans. Alright, we'll undraft Immortal. Okay, so we have enough. We have food again. We're alive. We're surviving. Let's get more food in here. Gotta kill more animals. And also fish more fish. I thought it was a really interesting concept. Like, legitimately, I thought it was a really cool concept. What do you call a post-apocalyptic Shin Megami Tensei? That's a whole different genre. That's just Persona Light. Oh man, now I really want to play Persona in the near future. I actually like Persona as a game. Just haven't had a chance to play a lot of Persona in recent times, just because obviously a lot of things to do all the time. Ooh, should we shrink this? I guess it's fine if we do it like this. I don't think we need to shrink it. I do want to expand it out, though. We have enough panels for this. Just need more steel. Persona's a good game. Is it the perfect game? No, but it's fun and enjoyable, I think. Alright, we'll get that expanded out. The ship is getting, like, comically large. It just needs more people producing more Gravlite panels all the time, because we keep ripping through our Faxstone blocks into metric tons of plasteel. Yeah, it's just Persona Light. I think about it, you never finished Persona 5? I did. I never finished Persona 5. And by the time I thought about finishing Persona 5 Royale came out, and I was like, I will play this, and then I never got around to playing it. So I'm hoping with the Steam Deck I'll actually be a little bit more incentivized to playing Persona. I actually remember how I finished Persona, like a long time ago, and it was because I was playing Persona 4 on my PS Vita in high school. Every night before bed, I would do like 1 to 2 hours of Persona, and I would just slowly get through the game until I actually finished it, and it was such a fun experience. I love Persona 4. I think Persona 4 is probably my favorite Persona game. I have a friend who actually went to go visit the town that Inaba is actually based off of, and she said it was an interesting experience, which I was like, okay, that's good to hear, I guess. I thought about visiting it too, and then I looked at it and I'm like, maybe I don't want to go all the way over here because there's not really much to do unless you're like a Persona fan. It's basically a town designed for people who like Persona, and that's really it. So, yeah. Something to keep in mind, I guess, if you're ever in that area in Japan for some reason and you want to go maybe visit a town based off of Persona. Oh my gosh, this is not... It's taking forever to build everything. We need more steel. Steel takes forever to farm. Is there any other compacted steel that I missed? Oh, we might want to grab all that plast steel, and then we'll probably want to take all that slag chunks. There's more steel here. Okay. And more steel here. Perfect. So hopefully we have a lot more miners. Unfortunately, I don't have that many miners. I have 2. Because he'll set to research. Rare Pickle could probably do it. He's got 4. I guess he's fine. He's gonna do some mining if he's not doing anything else. We have enough people handling crops, I think. Yeah, we need more miners. So that should be okay. Yeah. Okay, then we'll need to make sure we grab all the wood. All right, I'm gonna let the game run. Your child memories of being infatuated by the swim team captain in Persona 3. I don't know who. What's the name of the character? I'll look it up. Persona 3 swim captain. I'm gonna look this up. Kazushi Miyamoto. Ah. Oh, he's a side character, non-playable. Got it. Okay. All right, let me I'm gonna let the game run here for a second. I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I will be right back. Hello, Steve. Good evening. How are you? I'll be right back. I've been drinking a lot of water before stream, so. Brony has gone to go watch another streamer. I see how it is. I am being abandoned. Oops. I forgot my phone had the volume on. I had my phone on just so I could, like, listen to any notification sounds. And I think we're getting attacked or something. Or I don't know what's going on. Every time I turn around, something bad's happening in the colony. This colony is a perpetual disaster of something wrong gonna happen at any moment if I'm not paying attention. Oh, one thing we do need to do is... Okay, first of all, I need to stop growing rice here. We are gonna need cloth again, because I want to standardize all of our clothes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn all these into cotton for now. And then on top of that, I am going to basically require us to produce a number of pants and shirts perpetually. So let's make sure we have essentially pants, except again, cloth only. Do this until we have at least, I think 10 in stock is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then, wait, no. I think blue 4 in stock, because I think this one only displays up to 6. Okay, so we'll do until we have 6 in stock. And then we'll do the same thing with shirts, because I believe you do need a shirt underneath the NEKOGRADian outfit to make it function correctly. So we'll do the same thing again, out of cloth only, until we are sitting on at least 6. And that will give someone at least a lot of work to do. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys like the new schedule. I think the new schedule is going to be hopefully a lot better for everyone in the long term for at least watching these streams. Because again, oh shoot, there's a lot of yaks there. We got to kill those yaks. Because I definitely know that the old schedule was maybe a little rough on folks. So hopefully this will be a lot better in the long run. Hello, Greywind. How are you? Did you see the temporary mod list that I had posted on Discord for Waifu Sector? I'm being told that I should install Ashes of the Domain, which is apparently a really cool mod that people are really into. So, I might need to consider that. I also didn't realize that one of the mods you recommended was Signalis. I'm like, what is a Signalis? Because I think I've seen a lot. Oh shoot, what happened now? Who got Luciferium addiction? Who's Madeline? Oh, our fox got addicted to Luciferium. I guess it... Okay, that's weird. It must have stumbled upon our Luciferium and decided to consume it. We might have too much? Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind then. Advanced modular planter box. Most of these don't really matter because I already have the advanced hydroponics, which is the thing that actually matters. I guess animal prosthesis might be fine. Let's do linkables. This is fine. Yeah, that's fine. The cryo sleeper one drives 4x. Oh, it makes it more of a 4x game. Interesting. I mean, I do like 4x games, but I'm also aware that that might be also a little excessive. So if you're saying it's excessive, maybe I'll avoid it for now. Until at some point where I think it's appropriate. So this goes up to 14. This goes up to... Oh, wait. Is this not even? Wait a second. Is this not even? 16. Oh, okay. It's just specifically this tile's not even. I'm a fool. I'm like trying to make sure this is like equal. This goes up to 13. Okay, so then this goes up to here. But he said that's an odd number, so that's correct. Okay, and then we can expand it out like this. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay, got it. I'll have to don't have to if you don't start doing colony building. The thing is, like, I know we started with a colony last time. I do enjoy the colony building aspects, but one thing I hated was a lot of the game basically started revolving around protecting the colony at all costs, and it was just a lot of things that we had to keep doing to make sure we didn't lose our poor little colony. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like the reason I'm like, do I want to do a colony building themed run, or do I just want to leave it for something else? It was a bit of a... It was a lot, you know, a lot of things happening. So just something to keep in mind. Did we get enough steel yet? Nope. All right, we got to be here until we can dig out more steel. Every steel on the map I'm going to need. Goodness gracious. We're going to need to find more animals soon. Hey, I guess we could have grown some crops, but it's not really necessary. It's late game. Okay. Yeah, if it's late game, I don't know. I'll have to consider it then. I'm not gonna commit to using it yet. We still got a couple days before we commit. I'm basically just looking for more weeaboo mods, quite frankly. Actually, what we're gonna do too, before I forget, is we're gonna sell off a lot of our garbage. Let's sell off all these different leathers that we don't need. And I don't know what else we don't need here. I don't know why I have an Architect eye sitting around. I think the silver. That's probably okay. Let's get all that loaded up into the little shuttle so we can also repurpose this entire area and make it look a little bit more appropriate for outdoor shenanigans. And then we're going to try to set up our exterior defensive platform now that we are able to make grav light panels in large quantities. Isn't it great having access to panels? I love it. I don't want to go to that other mission site where it's like, go deal with this radioactive core. No thanks, I'd rather not. I'd rather just leave Chernobyl alone. Thank you. I don't think going to Chernobyl is something that would entice anyone. Is there a... Okay, here's the thing that I'm forgetting about Rimworld. Is there a way to make walk speed go over 100% for terrain? Can I make, like, floor escalators that make people move faster on the ground? Like those people movers, I think is what they're called. You know what I'm talking about? Like, go to an airport that has, like, the really long hallways, and they put, like, the super long moving floor. Is that a thing in Rimworld that just... You can point it in a direction? Bonus moves? Yeah, move like a moving walkway. I think that'd be hilarious. I have no idea if that's an actual thing, but I'm like, that would be funny. Let's do this real fast. Also want to make sure we have enough poured concrete to make sure everything looks sterile and clean. Maybe the ship is a little too clean, but I like the way it vibes. And that might have messed something up. It should be fine. All right, let's get that slammed out. At least we have builders. Any other random bunches of animals walk in and ready to die? Does not seem so, unfortunately. There used to be. You don't want to know what they did to make it work. It was on Pathfinder 1.7 new Pathfinder. Oh, okay. Got it. Also, hello, Alana. How are you? New start time, by the way. We're starting an hour earlier than normal. Also, what do you mean? Did they have to do black magic to make it work? Like, is that why you're saying that? Like, it was actual black magic in order to make it function? Miscellaneous. Improved cabinets. Can it reach all the way? I don't think it reaches to the... I guess that's okay. Horrendously inefficient patches. Oh, jeez. I think that patches pathfinding and movement. Oh, okay. I see. Is this why, like, Owl's pathfinding is, like, something that people, like, you don't recommend? I remember that being a thing, too. Also, hello, Infidave. Nice shock emote. I've never seen that one before. Workers and resource Soviet probably crash your GPU, had to revert to an even older driver. Is it that bad? To be fair, the game is a little janky at times, but hey, hopefully it functions for you. I know Garm is working on, like, a new map. Garm's been mentioning it to me about, like, a brand new thing that he's been working on, and maybe at some point I'll give it a shot. I don't know if I'll stream it, but it seems kind of like it'll be cool to behold at some point. Can I dump the... What do we still miss? What have we not loaded in yet? Okay, where's our plain leather? I know we have a lot of plain leather. Let's get all this in here. Bear skin. Haven't loaded it yet, have we? Okay, to load all the plain leather. Okay. There we go. Can you just add cheap method and just add 4 tons of masses move speed buff? Oh, is your GPU foxhole crash your GPU? That's strange. I hope your PC survives, question mark. Right, I forgot now that I have this build, it looks ugly. Alright, time to eat up these tiles to make it look less ugly. Painful as it is, we gotta do this. I want to make sure this ship looks clean and pretty. Okay. Actually, yeah, I was actually curious of whether or not you could have terrain with over 100% move speed. Like, that's actually like the thing that I was considering, but I didn't realize that's like impossible. Also, what does it mean hypothermia? Oh, whoa! When did Umi get in? Oh, Jesus, I wasn't paying attention. Umi got mauled by an animal. I'm so sorry, Umi. So Umi's missing an ear, multiple toes, and multiple fingers. Okay, when Umi becomes a big adult, we're gonna give Umi a big stack of prosthesis parts. I didn't realize something had attacked Umi. Okay. Alright then. Alrighty. Oh, okay, you can't go into negative. Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's what I was kind of curious of, if you could make it like negative. I didn't realize it was a subtractive thing. Like 100 is the base, and then you subtract the path cost. Let's do this one's fine. Actually, you know what we can do? Since we have the resources for this, I kind of want to try this. I downloaded a mod that adds something called like med pods or something, and apparently it can cure some of the most roughest of injuries. We could try that as a potential way to cure Umi of that nasty, nasty missing parts. I can figure out where that thing is. Where is it? Alright, I don't know where it is. Got it. I can't find it. I thought I had researched it, but I'm not seeing it. Why is it not? Is it no good? It looked like it was fine. It's 1.6. It just allows you to treat injuries and miss. Oh, they work on Luciferium. Am I crazy? I didn't see the Luciferium part. Wait, I don't see Luciferium on the page, unless it's on the wiki, unlike on their FAQ. But I was looking at the Steam page, and I didn't see anything about Luciferium. It just says it'll heal the Luciferium head if you let's see, design heal from scars, addiction, and pods, design treat permanent health conditions that develops organ, or essentially remove the Luciferium head if. Yeah. Maybe that's an old version of med pods, but at least the one I downloaded, it doesn't apply Luciferium, is my understanding. I think. It doesn't consume it either. It just consumes power. Yeah, it only requires electricity. Yeah, different mod. Oh my gosh, you're giving me a heart attack. No, I read the descriptions of the mods that I download. Is Somehow really is? Oh, is it an individual who makes really overpowered mods? Okay, there we go. Okay, this is how I make this look nice. Use it once and you never use it again? Okay. Well, we can pretend that it's NEKOGRADian space technology that they've stolen from the Empire. I was mostly just kind of curious about like how this would work. Because we're already in the spacer level, I'm like, alright, let's give it a shot. You can run Terra Invicta. I will try Terra Invicta one of these days. Oh, we gotta do this ritual. Let's do the populist party. Everyone gather together. Not yet. These individuals have been extremely bigoted and racist. Whoa, hold up, what? I need to know more. Oh. Well, in that case, yeah, I'll probably not use this mod in the future. Ouch, that's insane, actually. All right, well, in that case, to not feature that, let's just not build a med bit. Let's just not build it. The save's already kind of tainted, but at the very least, we can just choose to not build any of it. I did not know that. I'm so sorry to hear that. He's sending you death threats? Why? He's insane. Actually insane behavior is what I'm hearing. Actually insanity. Sorry I had to deal with that though. That's really rough. Some people are just Some people are just dicks. That's the whole. I mean, that's just the gist of it. Right? Like some people are just massive dicks. Oh, Bulk's Good Trader has arrived, and it's fog. Okay, that's fine. And then now that it's daytime, I think we can run the celebration. Let's run the party. Ah, fair enough. I think your thing is that he's a racist big and you don't tolerate that. Yeah, it's some guy is the name here. He's got like 3 items on the Steam Workshop. Wait a second. Oh, he works on Combat Extended too. Oof. Oof. Yes, you did, Zero. You exploded at some point. I can't remember how, but you definitely died at some point. I did see that. Yeah, I saw the Mousekin, and I'm like, isn't this just Ratkin, but just less anime? Yeah. I was looking at it like, this is just Mousekin, but like less anime. Yes, you did, Zero. It's okay. Eventually, we haven't had a new... Oh, wait, hold on. If you want to join us now, Zero, here's a new person. Their name is Debbie. So we're going to accept Debbie. If you're willing to join us as Debbie, you can become Debbie. Otherwise, I will send Debbie away to the void. I gotta find a way to feed this many people. I need more steel. How much steel do I have? 1,400? I need more. Okay, I need more food. Is there any other animals we can kill? Oh wait, we can trade with these people. Let's trade with them real fast. Trade. Translation Mafia. Aha. Tell me, what is the Translation Mafia? Because now I'm curious about this. What is this? I'm now curious. Okay. Just some more insanity is what I'm hearing. Alright, we're gonna try to buy food off of these people. I would like to purchase... Okay, we need more Astro Fuel. Sell them the light leather, and... Oh, wait, hold on. I have an idea. I'm gonna save the game real quick. I know what I'm gonna do. Alright. I don't know why Chinese... I don't know if one of those words got caught by the filter, which is really funny. It was either Chinese or Mafia. One of the 2 words got caught, and I'm like, that's a very odd term to catch. Right, let's go trade with these people. General Goods Trader should probably have something. Let's get... Oh, there we go. We can sell all this. It's 2,000 silver. I will buy either steel and... The Promethium is probably necessary. Yes. I'd like to buy their food, probably. Buy their books, too, but it's probably not necessary. I could buy... I have a lot of NEKOGRAD uniforms that probably can just purge out of our inventory. Sell the cowboy hat, the Turk, keep the gas mask. Sell the shirts that are... We'll need to repair these at some point. I'll buy their capybara meats. The mink meat, I guess. Not ideal, but it's better than nothing. I wish they sold Astro Fuel, because I would have taken their Astro Fuel, but they don't have any. Okay, so in that case, now that's sealed up, let's go convert more Astro Fuel from Chem Fuel. We're gonna make this a priority. I need this more than anything. I have enough wood for this. Okay. I like Ratkin like a mod, which is base body shapes, but it sounds over the top. I see Microsoft banning Microsoft. I did see Microsoft banning Microslop from their Discord server. It's super stupid. It's super dumb. All it is, you're gonna have this Streisand effect where everyone's gonna keep calling it Microslop from now on. I don't think it's gonna work the way that Microsoft thinks it's gonna work. Everyone's gonna call it Microslop from now until forever. That's just the reality of it. I don't really get like why someone would go through that much effort to spite another group of individuals like that, but at the same time, some people are just crazy, so you know, it's just some people are insane. Also, I did not make this balance, and I'm gonna go crazy. It's 8, 7, which means I have to actually close it in around. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll leave this open. I do want to expand this up north. Panels. We need more panels. Okay, so I think if we expand it like this, it'll be fine. Did I not? Wait, this is in the center. 7. This will be 7. Okay, so it's not. There we go. When I say spite mod, still. Has there ever been spite mods in Star Sector community? I'm kind of curious about that too. And now I'm kind of curious if that's a thing. I do know that Star Sector has its own like stack of modding drama. I remember there was like that whole thing about what was that mod called? Because I remember it was like if you use their, it was like the whole VN-esque mod that I am now blanking on the name out on. That I remember that one had like a huge debacle going on, which maybe is something that people don't like talking about, in which case I will refrain from continuing discussing, but I remember that was a thing. Let me bring this Prometheum in and this FSX in, Capybara meat. Also, what I'm going to do as well is, because I know those things are needed, I'm going to build this steel shelf here, one here. Or that's like an idea. We're gonna do it like this. We're gonna put one of these shelves over this cabinet, and then I'm gonna make this fill with FSX is fine, and then Prometheum is here too. Prometheum. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, that's the one. I remember that one. That was a whole disaster, all on its own. Oh god, I remember reading about that and I was like, why? I think it was because I remember, like, I think UAF was involved with it too, like, because the base mod had a lot of like UAF content, and then that additional mod. Oh, I remember the name of it now. I'm not gonna mention it, but I'm like, it is coming back to me. Oh god. Did it not? Okay, was it strictly this? Okay, maybe I'm misremembering that part. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to hear more tea, I guess. Welcome to the tea land, where I guess we talk about modding drama here. Oh, we can kill these yaks. There's like 4 of them here. Only a modder out of everyone who made the proper content for Take No Prisoner. Yeah, Take No Prisoner, that was the name of the mod, because it allows you to capture enemy NPCs and basically put them into your fleet, basically, right? That's what it was. Yeah, I remember that mod. I'm like, that's kind of an okay concept. It's like Rimworld, where you kind of eventually convert people and then they join you forever. That's right. That's right. We don't use Rim Cuisine on this channel here. We use Vegetable Garden. Vegetable Garden is nice. That's a bunch of... Okay, the yaks actually joined us. Okay, well, I'm killing them because they're food. Also, we're gonna kill these poor bunnies. Or kill these... we're gonna kill everything. These ibexes have to die. These yaks have to die. Anything else need to die? Just to make sure we have enough food. We have 112 meals. We have a lot of meat ready to go. I think we just don't let Umi outside, because I don't have a child-sized parka ready to go. Oh, Umi's actually going to make it to growth tier level 4. Ooh, which means Umi does get 1 passion. That's nice. Umi will become passionate in something. What will that passion be in? Who knows? It could be anything. What will Umi want to be passionate about? I'm gonna hide that estimate on the review for Jokes Not Fallout. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right, too. Oof. It just sounds, like, rough. It's just, it sounds insane. Like, every time I'm, like, reading about it, I'm like, oh. What is it with, modding communities? And do you always get, like, 1 or 2 people that are just completely unhinged? I know a lot of normal people like to make mods and expand the game that they enjoy, right? And then you just get the people that are like, today I will commit heinous acts against people's eyeballs. That should be normal. I think I'm fairly normal. I don't know if it's, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know if it's inappropriate for me to say, but I think I'm a fairly normal individual, all things considered, despite the fact that I'm streaming as an anime girl on the internet and I've been doing so for the past 5 years playing Rimworld. That's a whole different problem. But for the most part, I think I am a very normal individual. I'm not normal. Yes, I am. I am very normal. I will not take any dissidence. Whatever the word is. You try to put head pats and hand holding, but just putting on makeup. Oh, you know what's funny? I know Rimworld has a similar mod. And I remember one time someone actually uploaded it to Rimworld but called it like hand holding. And I remember I brought it up on stream. I'm like, oh, that's kind of like a cute anime theme. Like, okay, you can hand hold and then all that stuff. And then I think it was Alana or someone told me like, oh no, it's literally the mod that shall not be named, but just reworded to be safe to put on the Steam Workshop. And then I was like, oh, let's not use that mod. I was like, it's literally everything. I was so surprised. I was like, oh no. Normal is just setting on a washing machine, but at least I'm mostly sane. I like to think I'm fairly sane. Including not. Yeah, I don't wanna. I'm like, I literally cannot play that on stream. I'm sorry. That is completely inappropriate for this family-friendly stream. I mean, as much as I do a lot of anime nonsense and I make haha funny weeaboo anime jokes, I do think I try to keep it relatively, you know, appropriate. You know what I mean? I do try to keep everything relatively appropriate whenever I can and try not to deviate from the insanity of all this. Also, I need to get Havel like a new hand, I think. Maybe a new leg. Anyone missing an eyeball? No one's missing an eye, right? Hold on, I'm just gonna check if anyone's missing an eyeball. Okay, so Boomhouse is missing an entire... You know what? Let's just fix left pinky, left ring finger. Okay, let's give Boomhouse a brand new arm. We should have enough materials to just justify building a brand new arm, I think. Advanced bionic arm or advanced power arm? I guess bionic arm is probably fine. I guess a standard bionic. Probably don't need advanced. Just go standard. Missing too many hands anyways. Its own ecosystem of degenerates. Yeah. Family friendly scene where people commit war crimes. Listen, war crimes on Rimworld is one thing, okay? At least I can explain it as just haha funny violence and colony building mechanics. You can't exactly haha joke your way out of the other content, you know? There's an alternative version of the Forbidden mod is far better for certificates to account, which is a means for colonists to get together outside of marriage. Oh, like a polygamy orgy type thing. I've seen people do mods for like, oh, my colonists are like an orgy, whatever polycule thing, and I'm like, all right, you do what you want to do, fam. Like, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not here to judge. It's not my position to do so. Turkler is actually banned from most servers. So like, wait, who's Turkler? Have I played with any of Turkler's mods? Let's see. Turkler. Oh, it's called Intimacy. Intimacy. I'm pulling up on the workshop. Just I'm kind of curious. Simple mending. I remember looking at simple mending and I was like, isn't this like? I remember seeing something about dynamically scaled repair costs and how it bases it off of. I remember it was like some kind of nonsense, and I was like, you just repair the gear off of. What was it? I remember looking at it like, this is really weird. Wild crops, combat extended. Oh yeah, I don't think I use any of this stuff. I definitely will not use. I think the only one I looked at and I half considered was this faction expansion Sovereignty, which looked kind of interesting, but I was like, I don't. That's a little bit much to add. Yeah. It's just a hegemony. Yeah, it's just a hegemony. People miss it because it's part of a space or furniture mod. But seriously, I know. I like the repair mod that you make. Also, I like the fact that when we have bigger colonies and you can put like a repair shelf next to the bed, it looks so nice. It's just not something we can do in a lot of these colonies just because we don't have the space for it. Yeah, we just don't have that type of space in this colony. Obviously, due to the very compressed space that we have. So that's just the unfortunate part about it. I feel like I don't have enough beds for everyone. Probably not. Oh wait, here, we're gonna assign Debbie to someone. Is anyone in the queue? It's just Sweet Todd. I don't know if Zero wanted to attempt to queue up again to get this person, but I'll give it a few minutes if anyone wants to try to jump in onto the join queue. Trust the multiple modding community, Rimworld not alone for better or for worse, shooting that internet wars drama. Wait, is he also in the Star Sector modding community? I feel like if I ever release a mod, I just want it to be something that people play and then not get involved with any of this mod drama. I just want to make something and be like, ah, here's a cool thing. Please play it if you like it and tell me what you think. Haha, that's it. That's all. Why is it why is it so extreme? Oh man, I am very I do love reading about this. I'm sorry if people don't like the modding drama, but I'm actually like interested in this. I like my petty E drama. How can one person be so bad? Because they let niche internet fame get to their head. They want to be popular, and they think that because their content is used by people, that their opinions matter more than anyone else's opinion. There's a lot of other ways to interpret it, but it's really dumb. Oh wait, one thing I forgot to research. I wanted to research. Now that we have this, I need bigger batteries. We're gonna research automation into binary systems so I can get advanced batteries. There we go. Really more complex. Suppose looking over now. I mean, there's a reason why it's been downloaded by 54,000 people, right? It makes sense. Although, the more I look at this, I don't really understand why there's an option to get intimate with a mechanoid. Like, I'm seeing an image here about getting intimate with a centipede, and I'm like, I think I'm good. Mods is, to be fair, when you think about it, any mod is basically just creating content for your fetish. It's like how artists get better when they draw, when they focus on the things that they like, their fetishes. So if anything, I can't fault a person for drawing that type of stuff. It's more if you're a dick in person or in real life or on the internet that becomes, you know, that's the issue. Like, there's a difference between people being abrasive, but being abrasive because they're right. And then there's people who are just being dicks for the sake of being like, I want to be a racist dick. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I kind of perceive it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'm just yapping nonsense and ultimately what I'm saying doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but when I think about it, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Also, I just realized we don't have, what does this need? Chunks, right? We have steel for it. We just don't want to have someone working on it all the time, I guess. Let's make sure we have about, I think 200 is probably fine. Big authors, you'll never use their mods. Well, I would like to know some of those authors just so maybe I can trim through my list. I don't want to support someone who's kind of a dick. Yeah. Famous older and people actually didn't treat online as a cesspit. Unfortunately, we're far from that. We live in the age of the internet cesspit, and there's no escaping. We're here forever. Also, this thing is not producing. This thing is we have 40.8 days of fuel. That's fine because this thing's making fuel. Oh yeah, by the way, we did get the fusion reactor running. It operates. It functions. It is definitely working and doing things. Sincere, Turkler, Nirnix, and Oscar, all of Outpost 21. What is Outpost 21? I don't think I've heard of that before. All right, time to check the workshop. Outpost 21. All right, let me try a different name. Neuronix. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Neuronix 17. I found him. 67 contributions. Oh, rim effect. Ah, some retextured mods. Am I subscribed to any of this? Outer rim, Outland. Okay, so it's a lot of like. Oh, even Outland. I think at some point I almost considered using Outland. Okay, I don't use any of this. There's a lot of, I just realized there's a lot of clutter mods. That's interesting. Huh. Let's see. Are we getting the steel? Let's get the steel too. I need to make sure we have that. We'll go into space soon again, because again, we're just kind of here to restock our steel supplies, and we are getting kind of full on it, so we'll need to head up soonish. We'll start to sort through this at some point too. His code has pretty clear signs of not only being vibe coded, but active attempts to sanitize the code. Oh god. What is it people vibe? Everyone's vibe coding on their mods now. Oh god. Oh shoot, what's happening? Wait. Whoa, 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 hold on, something broke. What happened? Why is my... that's not good. Okay. We're gonna make a... what time? We're gonna make a quick save right here. I'm just gonna reload and hope that fixes everything. Oh, I actually updated CAI 5000. Oh, maybe I should go download that at some point. You don't have to be a professional auth. Realize that you shouldn't have your entire framework's code in a single CS file. It's close to sense of being vibe coded, and look at all these things you'll never run in the next 5 minutes. I mean, to be fair, you could always just like, I don't know. You could write down the names, or if it doesn't matter to you, then just don't worry about it. And okay, hello, the game broke. The save is broken. All right, we're gonna quickly load. We're gonna try loading this again. Come on. Any day now, please. Please function. Please don't break on me. Thank you very much. Okay, alright, so we actually need to reload this autosave. So we lose about 3 minutes of progress. That's not a bad... Yeah, it just spits out code in one go and people copy paste it. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of how... like, people who are going to be vibe coding aren't really going to think about it. I actually tried, like, I was out of curiosity. I did see if, like, what kind of code, like, ChatGPT would spit out. So I was, like, curious. And I was like, this thing is... not something I would want to try using to code anything. Actually, it's really funny. So my friend works in an engineering role, and recently he actually was kind of running into an issue that he didn't really have an answer for, and so he just said, screw it, let's just see what ChatGPT could pull up. Right? Basically, he wanted to know, like, is this command correct for this specific product? And apparently ChatGPT was like completely confused. So there's something called like a DMC it's called like a DMC, which is some kind of switch, right? Like a network switch. And apparently it first thought he was talking about a DeLorean, which is apparently something called the DeLorean DMC-12, which is like a car, and he told ChatGPT no, and then it thought he was talking about Devil May Cry, and he was trying to ask, he's trying to ask ChatGPT to give him a command line to input, and then it just said, no, here's Devil May Cry, and then here's how you can do your combo as your command line input, and I was like, this is the AI future that Sam Altman wants for us. Absolute disaster is what it is. Let's see. Oh, he was trying to join VE, then he got caught stealing code. Oh my gosh. That's... oh. That's really rough. That's, well, you know what? At least he got caught before he could be part of the greater, what's what I'm thinking of? Rimworld deep lore. Oh, we got that one. Let's switch you to Bucks, buddy. There we go. That moose is dead, and that's now moose is ready to eat. I think we will leave this area soon. I don't really want to be here much longer. Oh, we do need to haul these yaks, though. I'll make sure we eat those quickly. I need to butcher them fast. You know, corpses can go in here too. Yeah, allow animal corpses, just not insect corpses, so we can like rip them apart for food. Some post on Facebook about that NVIDIA CEO saying that AI hate is doing some damage or something along those lines. Probably, because here's the thing you have to remember. NVIDIA's the one selling the shovels, okay? They want to make sure people keep buying, these companies keep buying their shovels. So, of course, they're inclined to be like, AI is good. The mod where someone programmed an image editor in Rimworld. Wait, what? Oh, there's a there's a downed grav ship. We could get more materials. Who's ready to go invade a downed grav ship? All right, we know what exactly we're gonna do now. Wait, actually, how much time do I have for this? Maybe we don't do it right away. We need to make sure we have enough fuel for this. Is the other problem? It's actually not that far. How long will this last? 30 days. Okay, we'll come back. We'll go to it in about 30 days. We're not obligated to go to it right now, anyways. So, why don't we go back up into space now that we have a decent chunk of materials and a decent amount of food. I think once we get those yaks, we'll head up. And then we'll see what we can find. I don't know why we're taking the really long way around with these yaks, but I guess that's what we're doing today. Also, what do you mean there's an image editor in Rimworld? I did see a mod recently. I don't know who was playing with it. It might have been... It was someone, like, there's like a full-on, like, character customizer Rimworld thing where you can choose, like, individual parts of, like, a character's face or something. And it was, like, the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. Like, a full-on zoomed-in character creator. Not like the character editor, but I mean, like, it almost looked like an RPG character editor thing. I was like, this is insane. Oh, I found it. Draw it. Why is that the... Wait, hold on. Why is this the example image that they wanted to use? Okay, so yeah, here's the mod page, right? Like, yeah, you can draw and you can save your art, and then... Okay. I guess that's a thing. Sure. This is not Mesogaki at this point. This is something else. Yeah. Anyway, for the geographic launcher, it'll be a remember the crew and leave out other colonists. I have no idea. Maybe there is, but I can't be bothered to find out. Parasitic gill rot. I don't care about gill rot. It's not my problem. All right, we have enough steel. We have about 4,000, which is probably good enough to go into space for now. We will need more chem fuel, or we need more astro fuel at some point, but we should have enough wood to make more. So let's go into space. Let's go. Back to home base we go. Up to Mir. Let's go. Get everyone on board. We're... Oh, yeah, I guess we're going to lose out on 400 steel. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I think it just assigns... Maybe if you have, like, something that gives a unique role, like pilot, it might try to do that, but I'm not sure. All right. Into space we go. And then we'll go land at the other destination after this. Oh my goodness, Mike. You can discard the map. We don't need that anymore. All right. Here we go. I will say, I do enjoy this run. I am having a lot of fun just slowly expanding the spaceship. At this point, like, we've already been in this run for almost 4 in-game years, which is probably a lot longer than a lot of our other colonies. I think that's exactly where I landed last time. All right. Our beautiful brick of a ship continues to expand. Okay, so here's the first things first. First of all, I'm gonna make sure only certain people are... Okay, perfect. And the animals. Okay, so that's lined up correctly. That's exactly what I want to see. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then, now that we have power, we have a lot of power, we're gonna add probably 2 more water generators, and then I would like to dismantle this portion here. Okay, deconstruct this. And then, what do I need to do? This needs to get deconstructed, and then I'm going to get rid of these corpses at some point. What do we need to do next? Oxygen. Oh, right. This is going to be the entire hydroponics room. So I assume crops can't grow without oxygen, so I need oxygen first before we can make power, or before we can make crops, which is what came first, the chicken or the eggs type of situation. The oxygen or the plants. Right? Is that how that works? Because amusingly, I can't just convert water into oxygen through, like, through any chemical means. I can only use the algae oxygenator, which converts the biomass, which means I do need to dedicate a good chunk of the production. Okay, so at the very least, that means I'm gonna need... Yeah, it does definitely add a lot of grind. We're gonna need the advanced hydroponics base set, I hope. Yeah. So, can I just do a giant wall of these? I have no city and work sources. You know what? I'm just gonna say skill issue. Just gotta try harder. You can do it. Just try harder. I kinda don't like how that's panning out. Ooh. Let's see. These each require 200. I can make... probably something like this is fine. I think I can afford this many. What is that? That's, I can't count. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times 2 is 2,000. That's 2,400 steel. And then the components to go with that. We can afford that, kind of, but it should be okay. It'll be a little expensive. And then we'll go down and hit the other one on the ground, and we probably need to give Debbie a house here. You know what? Sweet Town's the only one on the queue, so I will offer this to Sweet Town, so someone else wanted to hop on the queue. So, I'll just give it to him. Unfortunately, I don't really have room for another body, which is the other big issue. It's been very rough here. Hey, let's talk about what the next expansion is. What do you think the next expansion is? Boats, diplomacy, questing, adventuring, isekai? What could it be? What could it be? I'm excited to think about it. You have low expectations? You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Low expectations is perfectly reasonable. Also, let's keep digging out this glass steel here. They make a rabbit and steel one yet? Good question. Oh, speaking of rabbit and steel, I finally beat... I think I talked about it before, but I did beat hard extra. It is... it's difficult. Hard extra is definitely one of the hardest experiences I've had in that game. Holy cow. Anyways, let's take a look real quick on the workshop. Rabbit and steel. I didn't actually realize Key-chan also did the main boss theme for that, which was super cool. I'm not finding rabbit and steel, but I am finding mods that are rabbit races. Which I guess if you're into that, that's fairly cute. There's a ton of races here, holy cow. Oh wait. Oh shoot! How did Sweet Town die? What? Oh, hold on. I'm gonna mulligan this this death real quick. I know exactly what happened. Hold on. I know exactly what happened. It's because I forgot to. Oh wait, there's the other Sweet Town. Where's the new one? Where's the new dead one? Hold on. I'm just gonna pretend you didn't die because I know exactly what happened. I'm gonna resurrect you. Tend to all those injuries. I'm gonna teleport you over. Over here, and then let's make sure you're not allowed to go outside anymore. This is exactly what happened. Okay. What's your recommendations? Okay, let me take a look at your mod recommendations for waifu sector. Okay, what do we got here? Yusen Nation, Novum... Oh, Novum Agram. That's the one that Genome was working on. I meant to add that one. Arma Amatura. Okay, sure, that one's fine. I think this one had, like, the mechas, like Gundams. Underworld. I don't think I've seen this one yet. This one's kind of new to me. Criminal elements, okay, and then quality captains. Okay, I will definitely look at these and consider adding them at some point. Let's see. Never looked at how well Xenos performs. XCOM when? You think we're ever gonna stream X? Okay, the only way I could realistically stream XCOM is if XCOM 3 ever comes out. If XCOM 3 ever comes out, I will stream XCOM. Maybe we can stream XCOM 1, but I kind of like the modability of XCOM 2. I just don't like them. I'm just so tired of the macro gameplay of XCOM 2, and that's the only reason we haven't really played XCOM 2, like, really ever. Okay, I like XCOM 2 because I can be like, all right, you're gonna dress as a mage, you're gonna dress as an anime character, you're gonna be dressed up as an actual soldier. Like, I love the silly amounts of customization in it, and that's kind of the fun for me. But I also understand if that's not fun for anyone. I know XCOM 3 is basically lost forever. Trust me, I feel it more than anyone else. It pains me. It pains me greatly that we will essentially never have a true XCOM experience. Or not a true XCOM experience like that anymore. Do I have a double wide door in any capacity? I don't, do I? I really wish I had a double... Oh, wait. Security door. That's good enough. That's too wide. We can probably dig that out. And then... we'll do that. What is my opinion of Titanic, 1997? Okay. Oh, my God. What a very... First of all, that's a very odd question. I think Titanic... A lot of people really like hanging up on, like... Rose and how she's like, I'm just gonna throw away this priceless valuable into the sea for a lover that I met for one day on this ocean liner and cheat on her husband or something like that, right? And I understand like that's a very big what's it called, thing too. And then the other thing too is like the whole people saying like there was enough room on the door for the two of them, but realistically there probably wasn't enough room for the two of them on that door. Maybe it could have sunk because there's too many people. I think the other thing that like that is actually like kind of something to consider about Titanic is that, disregarding that whole relationship subplot, I think that movie was pretty interesting in the whole trying to show off just the absolute amount of chaos that was unfolding at the time, that, you know, after the crash into the iceberg. I think the movie's fine. I think there's a reason why there's a good reason why Titanic, the movie, is incredibly popular and basically was what the most profitable movie in history for like the longest time until the MCU took over, because Marvel slop makes $1 bajillion every time they make a movie. So there's my opinion on the Titanic, Wild Hog. It's a perfectly serviceable movie. Personally, not the thing that I would watch, but you know, it did put, you know, it was a really good movie. And you know, yeah. It's not the movie for me, but hey, it's an iconic movie for a reason, right? Also, I am missing all this discussion about XCOM and Dwarf Fortress. Julian Gillespie is still chasing the high of the original XCOM. Oh, trust me, they're never gonna make like another game to really match the old XCOM titles, which is so sad. Okay, so I think we just need temperature in here. So if I can make this vacuum sealed, could we grow crops in here? Hold on. If I just put a bunch of heaters. If I just put a bunch of standard heaters instead of the this type of heater for now. I'm kind of curious if this will work. What is a Neko maid? I'll put on the maid uniform. Okay. Welcome back to my wonderful maid stream. I think Marvel Maid was Loki series in Deadpool 3. Well, what else did they make? I actually have not paid attention to anything Marvel has made in a while. Okay, so here's my thing. Like, unironically, I do watch every single MCU film that comes to theaters because I have a movie theater subscription, and I am kind of curious to see like where they actually go. I am a sucker for continuing narratives, so I will actually watch all of them. But what I will not watch is the TV shows because there's too many, and I really can't be bothered to watch most of them. But the films, I'll watch them. The problem is I basically have lost track of like where we're at right now. I know there's supposed to be like a new Spider-Man movie this year, and then they basically had to scrap their entire plot line with Kang because Jonathan Majors basically got arrested for beating his wife. So they had to scrap his entire story arc, and they're pivoting towards what was it? The Fantastic Four, and then they're like, man, we need to get people back interested in the MCU. So they're paying Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. to come back and reprise their role. Well, Chris Evans to come back so he can come back as Captain America, and Robert Downey Jr. so he can come back as Doctor Doom. I'm like, they're so desperate to get people to sit in to watch the movies that they're willing to pay like tens of millions of dollars for these actors to come back into it. It's so funny that they're so desperate for this. Oh my gosh. They're so desperate. Okay, anyways, let's see. Love Sharon Victor's great, you love it, warts and all. I need to get I do need to play it at some point. I do have like the thing is when Terra Invicta came out, they actually gave me a key for it. The powers that be over at the powers that be at Hooded Horse actually decided to give me a key, and it was like on my list of I will play this at some point. I just need to get around to actually playing it. And so I was like, all right, maybe one of these days I'll sit down and give it a shot. I just haven't bothered. I think it's place for OG XCOM fans because XCOM is too simple for them. It seems like sheer tedium. So here's the thing, Long War. Here's the thing, I like Long War in XCOM and XCOM 2. The main thing to keep in mind is that XCOM 1 and like the new XCOM games, as a lot of people like to call them, are fairly simplistic in terms of how they play. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. While I do like complex game systems quite a bit when I play video games, there is a point where you kind of want to have it a little bit abstracted so that you're not gonna, want to rip your hair out every time. Because I know they tried to do, what was it, the Phoenix Point, which was like a spiritual successor to XCOM, like the original XCOM, but in a modern design. And unfortunately, that one didn't pan out too well because no one ever talks about Phoenix Point. But anyways, the macro game in XCOM, you could probably finish the whole run of XCOM in about like, what, 40 hours? And the whole point of Long War was to make it stretch out to like 80 hours by complicating the macro game, like in the world map and all that stuff, which is like where the difficulty really came in, I think is what people remember. That's definitely what I remember. Like that's the thing that people were like really into. Just reminders, they saw someone complain with Sid Meier and designing XCOM 8 and one is real set for games too complicated to be printed out on table on tables too complicated period. You know what? That's I don't necessarily disagree with that sentiment for some games. It really depends on like who you're marketing to, right? Here's the thing. It really depends who is supposed to be consuming these games, right? I had researched this already. Why did we not have this one researched? Or I completely skip it, I guess. That's fine. I think they were trying to remaster XCOM for a more general audience, because especially how much video games cost to make, you needed more people to be able to buy the dang thing. What better way to make a game more exciting by making it, one, easy to access for people, and also make it very bombastic, right? And I think that's where XCOM shines. It's easy to pick up. It's very bombastic when you have the music swelling, the shots going off, and when you feel, and like the percentages, oh, that 95% missing, it's memorable moments it creates for you. I think that's what makes XCOM, like new XCOM, shine a lot. But they need to make their money back, and so the only way they can realistically do that is they gotta make sure, the average gamer is gonna be able to at least play the game and not want to tear their hair out. I think that's where Phoenix Point also failed at. The game it's very much designed for more experienced players of the tactical RPG genre, someone like me, and it's great. But it's not going to be easy for most people to pick up, and most people aren't going to want to play it because it's harder to pick up. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I do appreciate old XCOM, but given the choice, I would rather just play new XCOM. Like 9 times out of 10, I will just pick new XCOM over old XCOM. Even though I understand old XCOM is a lot more complicated and has a lot of community support, especially with things like open XCOM. Just give me new XCOM, like, quite frankly. Yeah, I have a Phoenix Point, I believe it was Julian Gollop as well, because he was trying to like do the whole spiritual successor type of deal. Okay, so these 2 heaters are not nearly enough to keep this room warm. What if I crank them harder? I'll make it 50. Can I make this room warm enough to grow crops? I think I can until we get this vacuum set up. I'm gonna build this vacuum. I think we gotta build this ASAP. There we go. Come on. There we go. Build that out. And then we can seal, hopefully we can seal in all the temperature gradients. Oh, we need to, I forgot to fill this one in. Fill this in. Comrade Anya, come over here, fill this in. And then we gotta seal this up with more walls, I think. Yeah, exactly. Like that's really what it is. The old XCOM formula doesn't really work for the modern gamer. I know we hate saying you hate blooming management cost investor demands for things costing too much. You know what else sucks? You know what else sucks? It's the sheer cost of games and how entire franchises live and die whether or not if a single entry just fails, they will just never make another one ever again. It's like, and companies will just keep rehashing the same game over and over and over again as long as it remains popular. And Japan's not immune to this either. One of my favorite game companies, or they used to be, Level 5 Games, I love the Dark Cloud franchise. Dark Cloud and Dark Chronicle, also known as Dark Cloud 2. Then they never made on Dark Cloud 3, and instead they've just been making Professor Layton games and Inazuma 11 since time immemorial, and that's all they make. I love Dark Cloud, and I will never see a Dark Cloud 3 in my lifetime, I think. I think I'm just going to emulate Dark Cloud 2 as soon as I get my Steam Deck and play it again. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one who loves Dark Cloud. Oh, wait, can we grow now? Can we grow crops? Hold on. I'm gonna crank this down a little bit now before we overheat this room. I mean, I'm not gonna claim to pretend like I know what goes on in the gaming industry. I know you're definitely a lot more knowledgeable than I am in that regard. I'm gonna give Exonia a spacesuit. It's time for Exonia to go out and plant me some crops. Actually, no. Who else can grow? Alright, Immortal, time to put away your super cool armor and time to put on the vac suit. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get you a nice full vac suit set up. I will say, if you've never played Dark Cloud, it is probably like one of the games I would recommend to anyone to play. It is probably like one of my favorite RPGs of all time, like JRPGs of all time. Please give Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2 a shot. Have their potential scientists to work at a big studio. Yeah, I mean the game industry's definitely changed a lot more nowadays. Gosh, and a lot of companies are also trying to like have a lot more AI vibe coded nonsense. Oh, it's a rough time to be someone into video games, especially if you want to get into the game industry. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to get into the game industry. Look how that panned out. Ultimately, never happened. Probably was good for me in the long run to not actually do that. Okay, so this room is warm. Now I need to get oxygen set up. Oh, we gotta start setting up the oxygen network. How do we do this? Probably just put industrial oxygen pumps in each of these rooms and it should be fine. Don't need the wall-mounted ones. We need, like, industrial grade O2. And then probably do the same thing in this room. I'll put it, like, right here. And then... Okay, so this... Oh, I just realized it'll actually tell me if the room is fully sealed. Okay. This is sealed. This is definitely sealed. And then over here, I think we can just use standard pumps is fine. Until I can find a way to make this a little nicer, and then I just gotta run pipes through all this, and it should be okay. Just like this. Okay, and then run pipe down here as well. This is not sealed because of this area here. You live in the boring cyberpunk dystopia with all the cool, so just the awful stuff. I mean, that's also true, too. You make all the money. Pretty easy to make decisions when you can support the employees you got for your guard, benefits and raises. I passionately Garcia so far. I know. I mean, I'm aware of, like, the cost of also paying people. Unironically, I think that's kind of why I enjoy Software Inc. quite a bit, where while it's not a accurate representation, and it's very much a funny haha game simulation of the software industry, but you can make it a gaming industry simulation. You know, when I'm playing it, you can hear me when I'm like, how dare this person demand a salary increase? But you need to pay them more money, otherwise they're just gonna jump ship, because yeah, they can have a love for the game, but that love ain't gonna pay the bills. That love ain't gonna put food on the table. I mean, that's kind of why like I said, I mean, I do the same thing too. I do one thing for work and I do another thing for fun, right? And I think most people are probably in the same position too. They keep it separate. Speaking of hobbies, I do plan on, I think I'm gonna try offloading a bunch of my Magic the Gathering stuff, because I have too many cards, and quite frankly, I don't think I want most of them, and I could probably just get a decent penny for them. I was kind of browsing through my collection. I'm like, that's a $100 card that I don't use. This box of sealed Magic I've been sitting on for a long time is now worth like $200. Probably just get rid of it. And a lot of other random singles that I don't need anymore. I'm like, I could just offload this and do something else with this money instead. And I can just keep the decks that I actually care about, which is probably a better thing to do in the long run. All right, so now that we have Immortal in the little cute spacesuit, let's throw Immortal into the working on growing crops mode. Or are we not allowed to grow crops because there's no oxygen? I bet you we can't grow crops. Okay, so hold on. We can't grow oxygen. Okay, so we have enough food. This takes 5 days, right? So let's take these. Let's take this stack over here. We gotta get some oxygen running. Oh wait, I have an idea. What if we just run a pipe from the ship? Just run it all the way, follow the here. Maybe that'll be fine, and then we can just kind of get oxygen started. We have to just, basically, we're using the ship as a kickstart to get the rest of the base operating. And once we get the base operating, we can start to have things be automated in here later on, or at least manually work through it. But for now, we just gotta get it functioning, because there's no oxygen. It's just pure vacuum right now. It turns out people don't really like living in pure vacuums. Yeah. Wish you could stop living in interesting times. No, you're here forever. You're here forever. There will always be something interesting going on. It's just about, here's the thing. And I don't know if it's my place to provide this type of quote-unquote words of wisdom, but realistically, there's always going to be something happening. It's whether or not you want to let that affect your day-to-day life, right, in a negative way. Sometimes you just gotta truck on through and power through it all. Or just focus on the things that you care about and the things that you love to do. You know? You've been gradually working on selling your local collection to a shop. The payouts aren't great, but you don't want to take all the stuff when you move out, so at least you don't grow some good kids. Oh, that's sweet, at least. At least you're giving, you know, at least you're aware that you can't hold on to all of it, and you just gotta sometimes unload. I definitely have a lot of things that I've been meaning to potentially unload, but it's primarily like my Magic the Gathering collection. I also have a bunch of books that I probably could get a pretty penny for. So I have like the hardcover Haruhi novels, like most of them, and I didn't realize this, but they're not really for sale anymore, and I think you can get like almost $150 or like $100 for each one. I think for a hardcover, and I'm like, that's insane. Because Haruhi came out like, God, how long ago was Haruhi? Like almost a decade ago? It's insane. And we still haven't had we're still not done with the Haruhi plotline, by the way. The novels are not done yet. You may have bought your first Lego set in like 30 years. Which Lego set did you buy? Ray keeps buying me Lego sets, and I have to keep building them. They're fun though, and I buy her Lego sets in return. She bought me the... I don't think I took photos of this, but she bought me the Himeji Castle Lego set, and I spent like multiple weekends putting it together, and it's adorable. I love it. And then she bought me another one, like the Great Wave Kanagawa painting one, and I gotta build that. I need to read Project Hail Mary, and also I didn't realize they made a... I didn't realize that they made a Lego set. Holy cow, that's actually kind of sick. Oh shoot, that's right, the movie's this month. Oh my god, that's right, because it's on my list of things that I need to watch. Let's see. I gotta find my Kindle. I know where I have a Kindle. I'll just read. I think I actually downloaded Hail Mary and what was the other one? Something Artemis was like on my list of other things to read. I think it's also by it was also by Andy Ware. I added both of them. You don't talk about Artemis? Yeah, I've heard it's really good, and I've been wanting to read it. Just need to find time, like, to read. That's kind of okay. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of the reason too. Like, by ending stream early, I get a little bit more of an opportunity to sit down and read or play games, and that's also a bonus for ending a little early. Holy cow! I did not realize. Okay, so out of curiosity, I decided to pull up the Lego store website because I just wanted to see like how much do Lego kits cost? Oh my! Oh, wrong one. Wait, is it the right one? Oh wait, no, this is Chrome. I don't want people looking at that. Let's pull this up real fast. Hold on. I was curious, like, I forgot that they were releasing Pokemon Lego kits, right? And I was like, how much is a Pokemon Lego kit? Oh my god. I'm sorry, does that say $200? $200 for this? It's just a Pikachu and a Pokeball. I know it's a brand markup, but even the other one wasn't this expensive because there's like an Eevee one. And the Eevee one's only $60, which is still really pricey. Okay, but it's crazy. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, this is insane. Who's affording this? Who's affording this? And then I'm like, oh, right, scalpers. Scalpers will buy this, and then they will sell it for like $300 or $400 in a few years from now. Oh my gosh. I like Pokemon a lot. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it does get a little ridiculous trying to justify spending the sheer amount of money that being a Pokemon fan demands. If you like, look at this one. I get it's 6,000 pieces, but oh my god, $650. That's a lot. To be fair, it is a lot of pieces, but I'm like, still. I'm not gonna lie, like, my favorite Lego things are basically just architecture stuff. Like, I love anything that's just a building. Like this Neuschwanstein Castle or all these other ones. I would love these. Ray got me this one. This was a lot of fun to build. I love the Himeji Castle kit. But yeah, they're all really expensive, and that's why I'm like, I don't really build Legos much. I mentioned this before, but if I have to get into a building construction-esque hobby, I'm either going to go into woodworking or I'm going to get into model train kits, both of which are probably going to be expensive and or insane. That's the kit set. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy you that kit because you bought it for me anyways. Would it's probably cheaper. Yeah, but model trains are so cool. Actually, no, my model train obsession can be at least handled with City Skylines. At least that is able to tide me over. You know what I like lots of crafting type stuff. I almost considered like leatherworking at some point too. I got 3D printers that enough. That's true. I already have a 3D printer. I don't need more. That's true. I've been meaning to 3D print like little bits and pieces for like a train station because I found like some on whatever that searching website is for 3D prints, and I'm like, oh, I can build like I can literally print an entire like train station out of my 3D printer. And I'm like, and I did buy some wood filament that I've been meaning to try out. I'm like, ooh, I could make it even woodish, smell like wood. Yeah. What the accents past student had. You know what's actually funny? I think Ray actually did take a woodworking course, so she's actually probably more competent with a table saw than I am. If that gives you any idea. She's probably more capable than me on how to function a table saw, which is really funny. Okay, we still can't grow crops until we get oxygen in here. We gotta get O2 in there at some point. Thankfully the oxygen J is starting to grow quickly. It can be hard if you don't know how to do it, and that's the thing. I don't know how to do it. You have to remember, I really mostly sit in front of a computer all day, and that is basically most of my function. So, there's a pot calling the kettle black. Think it's a mechanist, machinist. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's kind of funny though. Alrighty. Happened to whole what do you mean whole 3D printing debacle? I've seen a lot of interesting 3D printing stuff recently where I saw that there's some states that are planning on regulating 3D printers. I think specifically it was New York, California, and I want to say it was Washington or Colorado, where they're going to require everyone to register their 3D printer, and all 3D printers must have like a software update that prevent them from printing anything that they think looks like a gun. And it's supposed to have like a built-in software to identify a part that might look like a gun part. And I'm like, I'm not gonna get into that too much, but I personally think that's a little heavy-handed for what is essentially supposed to, just for like regulating firearm stuff. Because you can stretch the definition of a firearm part pretty strongly, and if they have the power to prevent you from printing something like that, what's to stop them from preventing you from printing anything that's that maybe a company doesn't want you to print because it's what's it called, copyrighted material? It's a very, very slippery slope. That's my opinion. Oh my goodness, we have oxygen here now. It's no longer a vacuum in these rooms, some of these rooms anyways. We can finally grow crops here. Okay, so I think realistically we could grow rice here forever. Oh, look at that. Look, we have the power to grow crops. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna convert this one to Glitterworld Elysium. Convert this bottom board to Glitterworld Elysium for now. Oh, beautiful. I finally have a working space station. It's amazing. They think these things are replicators. They do think they're replicators, and it's super dumb. Also, hello, Irish Fighter. How are you doing, comrade? How are you? You bring raiders? All right, well, thanks, Greywind. Hello, Irish Fighter. How are you? Oh, you're playing Star Sector. I'm pulling up your stream. I always like to pull up anyone who raids, like, just pull up their VODs and see what's going on in here. Let me take a look at what you were up to, though, because I am curious to see how this run was going. Are you doing any special theme for your run, or is it just some typical silly shenanigans? What is this green ship that's on your screen? Oh my god, I don't know what that is. Oh, did you just start streaming recently? Are you like a new streamer? That's probably why. Your theme's not getting killed by hive. Ah, okay. Gotcha. All I can say is good luck. Also, all those shifty silt stealing the lobsters and hivers. I don't know what the hivers are. That's probably a function of the thing I haven't found yet. Anyways, for those of you who are new here, my name is Oak. It's the easiest way to remember me. I play funny strategy games. I do actually play Star Sector sometimes, and a lot of like Hoi 4 and Rimworld. I think those are probably like the main games I stream right now. So we're starting a new Star Sector run on Thursday. So if you want to come by and watch, I stream at least this week from 7 p.m. US Central to 11 p.m. 3D printer is a new record for fastest printed bench. 74 seconds for a bench is crazy. Wait, that's actually insane. I assume it's not a pretty benchy, but it is a benchy, right? Yes, I have not actually played the new UAF update. So essentially, I was doing a series called Waifu Sector for a while. I would stream Star Sector like once a month. Then we'd do like the Waifu Sector until I got bored of it, and then we come back to it. Basically every anime themed mod I could come up with. And I know UAF had a new update, and I know SBR had an update, so I'm like, all right, this is probably enough of a reason for me to come back to play Star Sector. So yes, we played Sunrider. Alex Sands sometimes shows up in here, especially when I'm playing Star Sector. Also, Lana, what do you mean your nightstand doesn't fit your house decor? Is it like, did you make it, or did you buy it, or did you print it? Yeah, we collect game modders in here, like people collect Pokemon, is all I'm gonna say. You would be surprised at how often that happens. We get a lot of game modders just showing up in here. Oh, you made an white maple bent like a dozen finishing nails. Wait, that's actually kind of cool. Unfortunately, my school never really had an opportunity for a woodworking class, so that's a little unfortunate. Yeah, people like using content. I like doing content related things, so that's fine. I always use content. We use Alana's mods, we use a bunch of other Rimworld modders mods. Also, this thing takes 15 days to grow, so it's at least 5 days. Yikes. How much energy do I have left? Okay, I have a lot more. Really, the biggest issue is going to be maintaining hull integrity. So we need to make sure we have enough batteries to store all the excess power, which is why we're so deep on researching electric type stuff. Oh, gotcha. That's a little unfortunate. But hey, maybe at some point in the future you'll be able to get an opportunity, right? To use all the cool stuff you make. Actually, know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do instead here is we're gonna wall up this section. And then we can kind of use this as kind of a staging ground, so maybe we don't open here. What we do is we put a vac barrier instead, and then we'll lock this door forever and get some food. All right, have a good night and enjoy your food. For those of you new here, come by, stick around a lot longer. You can press follow and I can get the cool feeling of watching the funny follower number go up, and you can come back and watch more gaming. You have a closet for storage. Oh no. Oh, cause you know you can make white and black work. Oh wait, shoot, I forgot. Aren't we supposed to go deal with a? Hold on, I forgot there's a down graph ship. We have 25 days. Okay, that's fine. I've talked to Ray before, and she basically says I'm not allowed to choose how we design anything in the house, because apparently whenever I try to come up with furniture palette designs in something like what's the game called? The Sims. Apparently, it's not good to have your entire house be full of black and white furniture. Apparently, that's too monotonous. And a little gray's not enough either. She wants color. It's okay, I'm joking. I know color is good. I'm trying to get away from... Actually, you know, it's really funny. My wardrobe in real life is a lot of just very basic colors. And Ray's trying to get me to wear nicer outfits, nicer clothes. But I'm not very good at coordinating outfits. I can't even coordinate an outfit in, and like as a VTuber. I mean, you've all seen like the alternate outfits that I've done. They're all very simple. I just don't have that eye for clothing. Despite the fact that my Twitter feed is just a ton of different people posting like a lot of different clothing brands, being like, look at this cool clothing option that you could maybe have one day if you could. Yeah, Ray's always overdressed and I'm really underdressed a lot of the time. Sorry, I just don't have that eye for fashion. I will say, I was like, man, everyone eventually chooses like some kind of clothing, like, you know, design, like outfit drip that they're gonna make their entire personality. Do you want to know what I considered at some point? I considered techwear until I looked at the cost of techwear, and I'm like, I don't want to be into techwear anymore. I was like, this is too rich for me. And that's why I did not get into wearing techwear. The more you know, I guess. Yeah, like the cost is a little excessive. It's a little too rich for me, and I was like, I can't justify this. Maybe in an alternate timeline it'd be plausible, but nah, sorry fam. Oh shoot, I'm out of steel. Oh my gosh, we gotta go back to the surface again. We actually did get a pretty good amount of progress done up here, but oh, the problem is that we will rip through so much oxygen per day. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, we can't afford to be here. So we're burning about 400 oxygen units per day. We have enough oxygen for 2 days. No, okay. I was talking to Ray about this earlier, I think, or maybe I talked about it on stream. Maybe I complained it on stream. I do not want tech wear. I don't like modern clothing or tech wear in Final Fantasy. That is my boomer take. That is like my absolute boomerist take of all time. I prefer my fantasy games to remain generally fantasy coded, right? And I get Final Fantasy is not just fantasy. It's also a lot of science fiction, steampunk, a lot of those fantasy adjacent genres. But good lord, I don't want the tech wear drip in Final Fantasy. I already got a little confused when I saw like the whole, you know, thing that was going on. I'm like, oh, okay, we're just like future tech now. And I was like, this is it's a little much for me. But I was like, like I was okay with Alexander because it's steampunkish, but the new stuff, I was like, ooh, maybe not. All right, we're gonna go land at this down to Grav ship and see what we can do. Just kidding, I'm not allowed to land there. We're only allowed to land next to it. All right, we're gonna land next to it, and then I guess we'll go explore. All right, everyone back onto the ship. We'll come back later. Can't really do much about this yet. We'll return in a bit. About the ever watched the Casual explain about furniture? No, I've not. Like academic tweet and played. I know you do. Because of wearing a possibly elegant dress as caster. Let me have your gowns and heels of white mage. You know how badly it actually goes. See, I don't know how to describe my fits in 14. My fits in 14 are very simple. Like 2 of my glamours are basically cash shop, and then the other one is like a modified. I don't remember what I used, but I made my paladin like wear like light armor-esque clothes instead of like heavy armor, because that was kind of the vibe that I wanted to go with for my paladin. They only give you boots. Hey, at least you can mix and match now, right? Sending it in memes. All right, let me take a look what you're sending in memes. Okay, I will watch this later. I haven't glamoured all. I don't even play all my classes. Okay. For context, in 14, I only play 3 classes. I play Dancer. I play Paladin, Samurai, and Ninja. Basically, I'm a weeb, and if they ever make a weeb tank class, I would probably play it too. So, you know. Not just to care about plausibility. Korean MMOs have a lot of fashion options. Not to mention, it's the character customization in Korean MMOs that's really crazy. I know the topic came up last time, but imagine 14 with a Korean MMO or an illusion character creator. Oh, the absolute insanity that people would be able to pull off in making their characters as beautiful as can be. Oh, hey, look, we're landing. Oh, we go down on the surface and then we go sideways. I think that's how this works. You make glamour for ones you don't play often. Well, the thing is, I need to play all the other classes. I'm just too lazy to actually play the other classes. That's just the reality of it. I am very lazy. Probably need to use the restroom soon. I actually like chugged this entire glass of water somehow. I've been meaning to like finish my gunbreaker. Actually, my gunbreaker's level 80, and I went into a dungeon and I completely forgot that I didn't unlock my gunbreaker level 80 skill. And I went into dungeon. I'm like, oh, why am I doing so little damage? And I realized, oh, I gotta do my class quest. What's a class quest? Who does things like that? That's crazy talk. Oh, you know what would be kind of fun? Oh, the thing is, I don't know how many people play Final Fantasy 14. At least in this community. Otherwise, I'd be like, you know what would be fun? What if we held a Final Fantasy 4? Remember how we used to do those character judging streams or all that stuff? What if we did a Final Fantasy outfit glamour competition? And if you don't have Final Fantasy 14, we'll find a way to get you to be able to participate anyways. I'm sure there's like some kind of 3D renderer type thing. Just saying, like, they don't always go around for this glam shots on every channel. It's a chest letter hacked 1,000. Oh, they wanted to show off their badongers, I see. No? Okay, Ray doesn't like that idea. Your glamour's pretty basic. So, have you seen mine? We were literally playing the other day together. You've seen how basic my glamour is. You know what it's like. I haven't even finished my house in 14. Something that I've been telling myself I'm going to do for an eternity, and I never get around to doing it. Maybe I'll get on 14 tonight after stream instead of playing Battlefield, or instead of playing any of the other plethora of games that I keep telling myself that I should probably stop playing. Hey, if it means anything, I haven't played League of Legends in almost a month. So, I am slowly getting detoxicated. Detoxin? Detoxin? Whatever the word is. Why is it as soon as we landed, we're immediately attacked? Oh, Jesus Christ. They're attacking him. Okay, I can't use the bathroom yet because I have to fend off this group of savages. Alright, get your guns out. I didn't get it. I haven't built my turret line yet, so... Do they actually have any major firearms that I need to worry about? They have like one bolt action. Otherwise, it's grenades. Okay. Okay, I haven't gotten that far. I have bought entire glamour fits because I like the entire glamour fit. That's why I bought like all the Japanese themed ones off all the Mog station. I really am a weeaboo. Someone needs to put me down. Good God. What's wrong with me? I think I've only bought like 2 of them though. I've only bought like the Eastern School uniform and then the Educand one, which looks a lot like a sailor uniform. God, I am really a weeb. Is there any salvation for me? Is it just all over? I guess it's just all over for me. Oh gosh, are they going for Boomhouse? I hope not. All right, let the firing line go. All right, let's go start blasting. All right, perfect. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember you talking about that the other day. The thigh pouch, which looks very silly. All right, come on, let's get Boomhouse over here. I'm sure he can knock this one out. Yeah, there we go. Look at all that gunfire. They can't approach us. We got too many bullets. Should we harvest their kidneys? Or should we let them die in the freezing cold? Where it is -27 centigrade. I don't really feel like harvesting their kidneys, quite frankly. I can't be bothered to save any of them. And they don't really have anything of note in their inventory. I guess they all die. I don't feel like saving any of them. What would I do with them? There's like nothing else I could really do with them. I'm just gonna let them run. Let them know that they only live because I allow it. They only live by my mercy. Alright, also I'm gonna unrestrict everyone so they can go do things except for Umi. Umi needs to stay inside because Umi's a child that's gonna freeze to death. So yeah, so Umi is now growth tier 5 actually. That's actually kind of nuts. We're not gonna get Umi aged up by the end of the stream, I think. This is age 13. Well, it's age 10, so that's 15 in-game days. So 15 in-game days, 4x speed, so 7 in-game days. Umi ages up. Can we get through a week in-game before I end stream in the next 50 minutes? Probably. All right, let me use the restroom. Hopefully nothing bad happens, but there's a fire that's right there, but we can worry about that later. Anything else to dismantle? Nope. Okay, let's kill wildlife because I do know we are gonna need food. Ah, perfect. Elks, rabbits, more rabbits, mooses, rats, and squirrels, and this. Also, the other thing I need to do before I forget is we need to start making EMP rounds because I have been waffling on this for far too long. Yeah, we need... it's the loading bench here, right? Oh, we did. Oh, I know what happened. I forgot to assign to the shotgun teams the EMP rounds. So I want them to carry 30 EMP rounds at any given time, and that should be fine. Perfect. You're not encouraged by the fact that every nearly glam screenshot you see of the thigh has the same color for the leather. Probably not. I will say I don't like a lot of the weird dyeing choices that 14 has done. I feel like they need to go back in and like redo another pass of the dyeables and like the dye channels. it really bugs me how they do some of it for the cash shop items. I know the Educand gear, the sailor outfit is the one that like really bugs me, and I can explain that in the future, but it really annoys the loving Jesus out of me. It drives me nuts. There we go. We need more die channels. Just they're doing, the problem is that they've restricted themselves to 2 die channels per piece. No. Just give us every die channel. Just let us do everything. Even if it's gonna look bad, people are at least gonna try to make it look somewhat decent. I would like to think most people aren't wanting to go walking around like, neon billboards and, uncoordinated designs like that are at a rave or something. Also, Umi is freezing to death again because Umi's probably outside. Stop going outside, child. You are not gonna survive. Oh, that's why. Get back inside with you because you do not have clothes to survive this awful weather. Yeah. We don't have a child parka, that's why. Thanks to go for. Oh. Oh, I did not realize that. I didn't think about that too. I guess there's also the sheer amount of data that needs to be transmitted to each player becomes a problem as well, right? Yeah, hopefully we can start manufacturing everything I need now. Let's see. What else do I need to do immediately for the ship? Other than letting people... Okay, so what we're going to do also, maybe we should load up all this extra stuff that we don't need. We have so much garbage here. Goodness gracious. Oh, the other thing, now that... Okay, so we need to get our melee beaters kitted out correctly. So no more gladiuses and mace. What I do have access to is powered maces and short swords. So we're going to make at least 3 of these and 3 of the maces. And then I'm gonna start equipping Airman, Xanth, and I guess Nahil with these weapons, and that'll allow them to at least be melee fighters if necessary. So we'll also just have the option. Also, the other thing we need to do is start setting up better battery banks. We don't have enough electricity storage, so why don't we start converting electricity stuff? Or just have use all 4 native channels on a single mask texture. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, that does sound... Especially for a game like 14 too, that also has to take into account all the console players. That probably puts some limitations on like the things that they're able to pull off. Alright, so we will do nano fabrication, primarily because I want to at least get the undersuits. I don't think we need the rest of it. I just want the undersuit. We're not going to use the outer part of the uniform. Undersuits are fine. If we get to that, if we get that far. Because basically, I will say this run ends once we have a mostly self-sufficient space base, I think is the quote-unquote end state that we're aiming for. Yeah, I think that'll be a good end state for us. Yeah, these are still growing and it's going fine. Perfect. Okay. Let me use the restroom real quick. But you can gawk at our beautiful ship as it slowly continues to expand ever more. Actually, what I should be doing too is probably... We have 76 vac stone. We could probably expand the ship a little bit more. Right, I will be right back. Please gaze upon the ship in all of its glory. Actually, yeah. I will return momentarily. Hello, Exonia. I'll be right back. How are you doing? Tell me when I return. Hello, I'm alive. Also, hello, Fexonia and Flaming. How are you both doing this evening? They're playing a long game with a friend in Hoi 4, still Japan versus Brazil. Oh, and Brazil versus the world. New part of Turkey. Once you push back China, friend help out, and you're having a circle ton division in India and got most of India back. Your friend pushed the Mexico, take out the USA. Wait, what year are you in now? I know you're doing like a lot of alt history shenanigans with the whole Japan and Brazil shenanigans. Brazil is okay. Remember when Brazil came out in Hoi 4? Like they came out with the God, let me rephrase. When they came out with the Brazil DLC, I'm suddenly reminded of how overpowered Brazil was in oh shit, you're dying. In the when that came out. I don't know why I'm just like suddenly reminded of that, but good God, Brazil was incredibly busted. One thing that I hate about Hoi 4, and it's mostly because it appeals a lot to massive power fantasies, it's just how much Hoi 4 really wants like a lot of their DLC trees to just be incredibly overpowered so people will buy them and they can live out their minor power becomes a global superpower power trip fantasies, which I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy that, but it is a little ridiculous sometimes, like how strong some of these countries can get just by virtue of being like, oh, you know what, it's just the minor power that suddenly gets the power to build nukes and stuff. You're still alive. You're very much still alive, yes. You've done a really good job. Oh, you've done a really good job of being alive and not dying. Also, I just realized Infidave is dying of organ rot. It's April 1946. Oh, geez, you're in there for the long haul. All right, Infidave's right kidney's falling apart. I guess we should probably replace that, shouldn't we? All right, we'll get you a new thing. Oh, so real quick, I know I had ordered a new arm because was it Havel that needed all the new? No, was it Havel or someone else? Okay, so hold on. So Sun needs a new eye. Let's get that new eye in real quick. So we're gonna install an architect eye for the right, and then can't do that until you're older. Oh, Xanth needs a new eye, I guess. It's missing. Who was missing all their fingers? Someone was missing like all their fingers on a hand. Oh, it was Boomhouse. All right, we're gonna give Boomhouse a new arm. There we go. Kill you. You're never leaving. You're here forever. Start as Chile, course the entirety of America. Exactly. Or Brazil does the same thing where they core the entirety of South America and creates like Pan-Brasilia or something like that. Not Alice 2000 factors something together. And we'll research the worldwide mostly. Okay. Well, all I can say is good luck on your run, because those types of runs get really intense. I've tried to do a few world conquest runs, and they're fun to do, but quite frankly, I don't find them that enjoyable to do, so it's not really for me. But as long as you're having fun, more power to you. Oh, right, the other thing, we're here. We wanted to explore this down to grab ship, right? Let's do that. Okay. The only thing I don't like is how I can't use the... Yeah, I guess we really need the undersuits, don't we? If you get the undersuits... If you get the undersuits, this has like almost... Let's see, where's the vacuum protection? 32. So you need the helmet to get the remaining 68. If we do undersuit plus helmet, how much is that? Undersuit plus helmet would be enough. Okay. Yeah, I guess we could do that. That's probably an option. Your favorite moment in victory was fighting England as Vietnam, and you won? Oh, I assume they probably... I mean, because you don't have to completely kill them. You just need to break their will to fight you. Single alliance somehow. Oh, okay, you made the Sea Alliance, and there's a minion of North America, which completely depends on your overlord Britain if you play as Canada. I haven't played Victory in a while. It's been on my... I should probably try it at some point to play it again. I will say, speaking of sea stuff, I don't know if anyone saw the new Pokemon trailer. I don't know how much people here care about Pokemon, but there was a new trailer for Pokemon Winds and Waves, and everyone went, I swear... The internet divided themselves into either it's either Indonesia coded or it's Philippines coded. And then I saw the leaked map and I'm like, oh, I guess it's Indonesia, but I want to believe that it's Philippines coded. There was like a really funny video that I saw where they overlaid this Filipino song on top of it, the trailer that was used for like a Philippine tourism, and I started dying because I had heard that song multiple times before, and I was like, oh no, I know exactly what this is referencing. Oh my god, it's so cursed. You know, we get into international stuff. I want to believe that it's Philippine coded, but it's probably Indonesia. It's not my allies. Scandinavia Alliance. Oh wait, what happened to Russia? Oh, you beat Russia. I remember you mentioning that last time, I think. Does Pokemon look like Powell creatures? I don't know, man. I like the giant fire dog. I hope the fire dog becomes... My biggest issue with Pokemon is they love making their Pokemon turn... They like making their Pokemon become bipedal for some reason, and they become like bipedal furry-coated creatures. And I'm like, I know, please just don't. Just make it a normal... Pokemon, please stop making everything go on 2 legs. That's all I ask. Stop making things go on 2 legs, please. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send... Okay, how many helmets? Oh, wait, how many helmets do I have? I don't have that many. Ray's got one, and Sun has one, but Sun... I gotta wait for Sun to be no longer sedated, and then we can go deal with the down to grab ship, because I'm gonna send those 2 minimum and probably send Steve and someone else. Also, I need more capes. I keep running out of capes. Oh, I don't have dinosaur leather anymore, actually. What is the best material to make this out of? Hold on. If it's made out of cloth, its protection is kind of rough. If I make it out of double strand, it's way better. Hyperweave is the best option, but we can't really manufacture hyperweave. We have to acquire it the old-fashioned way. And each of these beautiful battle cloaks take 50. These ones take 50 as well. So no matter what, this is really expensive to manufacture. I could make 7 at most. Maybe I just make 7. I think that's probably correct. Yeah, just make 7 of them. I'll just burn through it. Hyperweave does nothing if it's just standing there. Might as well use it, right? Let's see. Don't rush a from not allies and try to help them. Oh, okay, they still fell. Okay. Sorry about that. You're gonna give another Gardevoir low punning wheel. No, I can believe. Okay, hold on. You've seen it, right? You've seen the fire starter. Let me pull it up real fast. Fire starter wins waves. Hold on. We're gonna look at this. We're gonna gaze upon the beauty of this creature. Please, it doesn't have to turn into a furry, okay? It can be a beautiful fire dog. Look at it. Look at its goofy smile. It's a Pomeranian. How are you gonna make a Pomeranian stand on 2 legs and become like a furry creature? Okay? Please, just make it like fluffier. You know what they need to do for this thing? They just need to make it big and fluffy like a Wooloo. Just make it Wooloo, but dog. Okay, that's all we need. Just make a dog-coated Wooloo, and everyone will be happy. We don't have to do any of this other nonsense. Please. Please. Undertale? What do you mean, ask Undertale? Oh, that's right. I forgot Undertale. I like all the dog stuff, like the dog things. You're right. I forgot about that. I think Grab Germany on Indonesia because they're pissing off at the moment, honestly. I mean, if you can win that war, I usually don't play past 45. Whatever the world state in 45 is, it's that also it's ruffian coded. Alright, I guess this thing is gonna go bow bow. God. I wonder if Toby Fox is producing any new music for this. I swear Toby Fox just gets to hang out with all the cool people and make cool music for all the game franchises he cares about. I think he had like some kind of I remember seeing a photo of him having dinner with like all these Japanese game industry veterans. And I was like, man, this man is just living his best life out there. I guess he's still trying to finish Deltarune, which that's gonna take a while, isn't it? Victoria 3 is like World War 1 in the game. It's not exactly. So here's the thing. Ahoy 4 is a very focused timeline where it focuses on World War 2, so you got and the lead up to it. Victoria 3 is very much about the age of industry, and it's less a focus on war and a more on focus on economic development and establishing your foothold in the great game of nations. From, I believe it starts in like 1820, and it typically finishes up around World War 1. So I'd say like 1930 is like kind of the end state for Victoria 3. It's a very different experience. It's a lot more nation building, especially as your time scale is way larger. So you'll be in a lot of smaller proxy wars and major wars as you try to claim land. Like, you know, the scramble for Africa is like a prime example. You gotta fight for Africa. You want all that delicious African land? You better be willing to do whatever it takes to get it. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's gonna be rough. You know, TI is just either you destroy or get destroyed by aliens. I still haven't played TI. I know. I'm surprised how many people have played in this. Oh, how many of you have played TI? And I'm like, I need to eventually play this at some point. But at the same time, I look at it, I'm like, I'd rather just play Rabbit and Steel. I'm not even joking. Like, a lot of times I'm like, man, I don't know what to play. I'm just gonna play Rabbit and Steel. And Rabbit and Steel makes me happy. I love Rabbit and Steel so much. That game is like one of my favorite. I know he's done developing it, but I'm really excited to see whatever he makes next, and I will probably buy it. Mino Dev is probably like one of my favorite game developers now. He does the art for all of his games, and he codes everything. The only thing he doesn't do is the music. He hires someone to do the music for it, and it's such a fantastic experience. I love it so much. I will shill his games. I'm a true believer in the Mino core concept. Yes, we're talking about the struggle for Africa. Yep, you got it. Welcome to Africa talk, I guess. Hoi 4 coded. All right, we need turrets. What was I gonna use for turrets? I guess we could use... Wait a second, wasn't there like a super high-end turret? Oh, network turrets. Of course. Oh, I didn't research autocannon turrets. That's really funny. Now let's research that real fast. There we go. Getting showered by Stationeer vids. What's Stationeer? The game? Stationeer. Or you... Oh, speaking of train stuff, I saw this really funny game. What was it? Where you literally... It's like a survival crafting game, but you have to, like, literally craft every single rail that you put on your railroad. Does that make sense? Hold on, I'm trying to see if I can find it. I saw a YouTube video about it. I cannot remember the name of it exactly. Train Goes Right. Hold on. Train Goes Right. Hold on, let me show you this game, because I saw this and I'm like, this is stupid. And if there's a multiplayer component, I'll stream it. It's called Train Goes Right. I saw this. I was like, this is such a wacky game.
In this game, you build train tracks in the
Well, it's not a survival game, but it's the whole like crafting. I'm gonna lump it as a survival crafting because it's the whole surviving. Oh, sorry, it's the whole crafting type thing. A lot of manual labor involved with it. But you have to chop down your trees, carve it, or chop it into the correct size, and then build your railroad. It's so funny. I'm like, this is so complicated, but I would definitely give this a shot. Like, look at it. You have to put the... I'm blanking out on train terms right now, like the railroad terms, but... Isn't it great? I'd play this. It's like a therapeutic game. Go play Unrailed. I actually did play Unrailed before. Not on stream, but I have played Unrailed with Ray multiple times, and... we never really got to the end because that game is there's a lot going on in it, but it is fun. I do enjoy a bit of Unrailed every now and again. Never really collab with it. I think Unrailed is one of those games that probably would make for a good collab game if you can find people to collab with, but as you all know, I'm very much a bit of a loner type individual. Yeah, you have to chop down the tree, and then you have to actually cut it into the correct size ties. And then I think for rocks, like for example, if you need to get a rock out of the way, you're not just hitting it with a pickaxe. You have to put in the wedges and then hit the wedges until it splits. And I'm like, it's just trying to be like a complete accurate simulation. I'm like, that's really cool, if unnecessary, but it's really cool. I just know a lot of these rooms have like completely random temperature gradients. Huh. It's not a big deal, but wow, yeah, that's completely randomized. Or it's not randomized, more like I didn't set it up correctly. For example, this area needs more light. Let's get a light over here. There we go. All right, is sun fully ready? No, sun's not ready yet. We gotta wait for that anesthetic to wear off, and then we'll go off and check out the other place. It's right next door, so in case of emergency, we can probably just send more people in. And there we go. We have a few swords. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change everyone who's on the Shield Warrior kit, which I think is just one. Put Xanth on it too. I want these two individuals to switch to swap, basically get rid of the Gladius, and we're gonna put in the Power Sword. That way they actually have a weapon that isn't gonna suck. Because good God, their weapons are awful right now. But yeah, I like Unrailed. I know they're making an Unrailed 2. I don't really play a lot of party games, I'm not gonna lie. I think the last party game I really play is like Mario Party. I enjoy that, but I usually don't play a lot of these, like some would call it friend slop. I'm not gonna say that because I think last time I put the word slop in front of everything and people got sick of it, but there's so many things that are like insert slop and you could probably justify calling it that. Micro slop, AI slop. I think I heard the word mechanic slop and I like lost it when I heard that term. I was like, oh my God, mechanic slop. Because I think that's what people were using it to refer to Highguard, which is very much a dead game now. As far as I can tell, Highguard is not long for this world. So what's with streamer slops? A game slops and streamer slop? No. Streamer slop is it depends on what kind of streamer slop. There's friend slop or collab slop. You know, like games like Peak or Lethal Company. Streamer slop is whatever the flavor of the month is, or it's no. Streamer slop is sponsored streams. Let's call it that. Yeah. How about streamer slop? Streamer slop is sponsored. Sponsor slop, and yeah, autism slop is basically every game that I ever play on stream. Hoi 4, OpenTTD, Rimworld, Star Sector, and SimCity. Basically anything with some kind of management aspect to it is you could probably call it autism slop. And those are the games I specialize in because those are the games I enjoy. Wow, that sounds vaguely cursed, isn't it? Listen, well, this is Professor Slop content, okay? I don't know what to tell you. This entire Rimworld stream is Professor Slop. Okay, that's just accept it. And that's what this is. Factorio. I actually like Factorio. I love Factorio. I don't get a chance to play Factorio very much because that game, there's a lot going on in Factorio. But I've been wanting to play Factorio again at some point. Just haven't had a chance to play it. Slopping all over chat. I feel like, listen, I'm not slopping all over chat. I'm just talking about the games that I enjoy that are slop worthy. Like could be worse. I could be playing anime slop, and I guess there's technically hentai slop content on Steam, but I would definitely get banned on every platform that I stream on if I did that. But yeah, what would streamer slop actually be? Am I playing the? I'm never playing this. I'm not playing the Sound games. Are you kidding me? I actually own one of them, like Lethal Bullet or something. I'm like, I think I tried playing it, and I was like, I think the problem with those games, unironically, is that all their stuff is tied to your FPS. I think your FPS basically determines your like game speed because I don't know, weird Japanese programming quirks, I guess. So I don't know. You ask them. Hollow Knight? No. See, Hollow Knight is kind of like it's a variant of Soul Slop. You know, there's Dark Souls, and then there's Soul Slop. Elden Ring is Soul Slop. You know, we don't say Souls-like anymore. We call it Soul Slop. And so Hollow Knight is basically the 2D platformer version of a Soul Slop game. I'm gonna get murdered by someone who loves FromSoft games for saying that, unironically. I actually like Dark Souls, which is so funny. I like Dark Souls, and I love Elden Ring. Or sorry, I love Sekiro, but I've not played Elden Ring yet. Actually, would people be interested if I streamed Elden Ring? I've been wanting to play it for a while. I don't know if people want to watch me slam my face against a Souls-like game, which is not usually the type of game that I would stream. A Fatal Bullet. Metroidvania slop? No, it's called Metroid slop. You gotta slim it down. The word you have to put before slop has to be short and sweet. That's why Soul Slop, not Dark Souls slop, you know. I'm sure, I think the only person who would probably murder me would be Ray. What is Dwarf Fortress? Dwarf Fortress would be Colony Slop. Yeah, I would say Dwarf Fortress would be Colony Slop. I actually, okay, so I remember it's been brought up before. I tried to get into the new Dwarf Fortress and streaming it, and I think people just didn't like watching it, so that's why I never streamed it after the first time I streamed it. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times if I stream something and you never see it ever again, a lot of times I am kind of reliant on whether or not people watch it the first time I stream it, whether I stream it again. I know that sounds really dumb, but that's unironically what happens. So if there's ever a game that you like and you wonder why it's never streamed again, it's because people didn't like watching it the first time. But that doesn't mean I might not revisit it, but the chances of me revisiting a game end up becoming way lower because of it. The issue is there's a couple of good streamers to Dwarf Fortress, but few that stick with it. Well, here's the thing too, right? Dwarf Fortress is also like a long burn game, and you need to be dedicated to a game in that long to play it. Like almost like streaming it every day and exclusively that game. I stream a lot of Rimworld, but I try to be a lot more of a variety streamer at the same time and try to play multiple titles and not just Rimworld. Like Rimworld is kind of like the big one that I do, but I do a lot of Hoi 4, and I do a lot of well, I used to do a lot of Hoi 4, but I try to mix it up. I don't play a lot of Hoi 4. People used to like watching it, but I also understand it is very boring as a map painter for some people, so I don't want to force people to watch me play a map painter. And yeah, Dwarf Fortress is not a really streamable game, quite frankly. A lot of colony builders are just not streamable games, is the specific concept. Like, if it's easy for a viewer to parse like what's happening, then it's good to play. Rimworld, I think, is a really good streamable game because there's very easy graphics to kind of understand what's going on. You have literal names under every single person, so you can track what the heck is going on. And usually the streamers, it's usually clear enough that the average streamer can explain what the hell is happening, right? And these games also have a lot of ways for the individual viewer to participate. For example, Infide buying a meteor for some reason. Pull a silver ore that I now... Oh, wait, it's up here. That's fine. So it's things like that. Oh, shit, we do need to go explore that thing now. So, that if you've ever wondered why, again, like why I don't stream certain games, I usually will be like, all right, I don't think this is really streamable after the first time I stream something. Like, for example, I stream... Like, here's an example. I love City Skylines. I love City Skylines 2 despite all of its flaws. I've streamed City Skylines 2 exactly once on release for 4 hours, and I never streamed it again. Because city builders like that are... One, it's going to mostly appeal to like the hardcore city builder autismos like me. And because of that, I don't have a really good way to make it entertaining because there's not a lot of ways for people to maybe kind of get invested in watching a city grow, if that makes sense. And not only that, like building a city takes a long time. Like I don't just sit there and immediately start building roads like off the top of my head. I sit there and I will stare at my city for like an hour while I do other things, and then I'll come up with an idea and maybe draw like 3 roads and do it again. That's why I take forever building cities on city builders and stuff like that. So that's why I like colony builders, at least, because at least these are easy to participate in. Songs of 6, though, I did play that. I think Immortal actually gifted it to me, or I might have bought it, I don't remember. But it is a fun game. I like Songs of 6. It's a fun title. But it is a lot going on in that game as well. Very much reminiscent in the way of how Dwarf Fortress has a lot of things going on in it as well, and is also kind of hard to track. Okay, I might have bought it then myself. It's entirely possible I bought it. All right, we're going to send some people over to do some adventuring because we need to get some adventuring done. I am not going to stream Greg Tech. I am not going to stream Greg Tech. I don't want to die. You know what? You know when I will play Greg Tech? I will play Greg Tech when I'm in the retirement home and I have nothing else to do with my life. That's when I will do it. I will play Greg Tech in the retirement home, along with all the other ancient millennials who are probably sitting there playing Minecraft or Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or Mario Party or any of those other games that millennials grow up on. Alright, let's go adventuring. Let's go send a caravan. Let us send in Boomhouse, Sun, Steve, Alana stays behind, send Havel, Airman, Joker, and Ray. I would also like to bring along, that's probably enough medicine, enough food. Yes, let's go adventure! Adventure. I guess we're gonna gather all their stuff and then we'll leave. Yep, that's fine. Let's see how long they survive. Will they survive and accomplish their objective? Let's find out. There is hope. Hopefully Ray doesn't have a mental breakdown, though. She's always on the verge of a mental breakdown. I really gotta get her this, Oh! There's a porcupine quill that's just been stuck in her torso this entire time that I've not bothered to remove. I didn't realize this has to be surgically removed for some reason. Alright, no wonder she's been suffering. Alright. Interesting. So, yeah. So again, that's if you ever wonder why I don't stream certain games again, that's why. Yeah, for some reason, we're just gonna say for some reason. I hope so too, considering I don't really deal with nature very much. I don't think the chance of me getting cool are fairly low, I think. All right, let's go adventure. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, soaring through the skies, as they say, little Einsteins. Oh god, I can't believe I remember that. Oh, they stopped. All right, let's see if we can figure out why everyone's sad. Read from a bedroom. All right, we never built a temple room. That's the other thing. All right. Is it zooming through the skies? Oh man, maybe I forgot. I need a temple room here. Why are we throwing things at me? I've done nothing to deserve such rampant abuse. Okay, we gotta put this image of... I guess we can put it here. Yeah, that's probably fine. Wait a second, hold on. What is the size of this thing? It's a pilot. Oh, it's okay. Is it still a pilot console? No, for the... It's the largest one. Pilot bridge. Oh, we need the big one. Okay, that's a problem for later, because we can't build the Grav Hulk engine. We don't have 5 cores. Why would I be a I only know it because my siblings watched it, okay? Yes. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I have siblings, yes. VTuber and in real life. Not they're not the same type person, but... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't actually have quote-unquote active VTuber siblings in that sense, because my model artist, Klaus, great fellow, the other person that there's like, he drew 2 other models, right? And they both, you know, were VTubers who were also French for some reason, which was really funny. And one of them, they both just stopped using that model and they basically started using a different model. Holy cow, what is happening here? Okay. All right, so here's a downed grav ship. There is a lot of things that we can get here, but I need to get my hands on that core. We gotta fight our way through this. And both of them basically did. One of them you might know as a funny French rat VTuber named Riri Meow, and I think, yeah, she had a whole... There was a whole thing going on with her I'm not gonna get into, but I remember seeing that type of shenanigans going on my feed. All right, so we have to fight our way through this. There is 13 people. They have... Let's see what the heaviest weapon they have is. The LMG is probably the heaviest thing they have. It's similar art style, but they've actually got a new model. It's just... Oh my gosh, Ray has organ decay? How are we getting people with organ decay? All right, we gotta fix Ray's lung at some point now. Ugh. Alright, we'll get Ray a new lung at some point. Tragic. Alright, how am I gonna approach this? I guess we have smokes. Wait, they're all inside. Hold on. Wait. This makes it easy. Oh, it's just a random disease now? That's so weird. Alright, well, who am I to question it? Alright, so I guess one option is I could just blow everything up, but I probably don't want to do that. I'd rather just... Okay, let's just go here. Just crack the door open. Wait, I heard turrets. Oh, there's a turret. Hello. Let's run past that turret, please. Okay. Let's try to force them in here. Okay. Airman Joker is getting smacked around by this stupid turret. Okay, they don't want to walk in. That's fine. Okay, you stop. Okay, you stand there. I didn't bring a doctor with me, did I? I did not. All right, so Havel's probably the best doctor we have, so we're just gonna have you tend right there, buddy. Let's go in here. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have everyone stand right behind Steve. Pull this up. And then we're just gonna get ready to grenade the ever-loving bejesus out of them. Alright. Okay. As a quick aside, is there an actual point in a ship design to put an auto door in front of my nutrient paste dispenser? Or is that just a way to deny people access to it? Oh god, there's a lot of bullets in there. Okay, you're gonna switch to grenade. Okay, lava grenade in there. Okay. Alright, just blast them. Oh, that's a flamethrower. Alright, pull back. Okay, pull back in here. Getting a little smoky in here. Alright, let's just let him, no point in that at all? Okay, got it. I was wondering. It's a weird ship design. Are they gonna smoke? No, it's not enough smoke in there. Alright, are they gonna come after us? Wasn't expecting the burn. We did knock one out. Let's get Boomhouse in here. Steve in here too. So we can bait them around the corner. Let's see. I think we can have Boomhouse stand here. We'll stand right here. Okay, then pull back. Perfect. We can probably keep doing this. Nice. Pull back. And then you're gonna eat your food while you stand. Nope, you don't have any food on you. You do though, so drop that. You consume this, and then we're gonna have Steve swap in. Get Sun out here too. Okay, hold the line. Okay, maybe not, because apparently you don't want to do that. Okay, perfect. That's fine. Destroy the wrong vent. Pull back, pull back. Stop hitting the fire. I don't care about the fire. The fire matters not. Okay, you run in, stab him. Okay, then Steve, you pull in. Pivot around the back. Perfect. Okay, and then you should be able to go over there. Assassinate. Okay. Stab this one. All right, perfect. I think we've got a solution. We're gonna walk out and immediately die. Cool. Oh, you can keep attacking them. That's fine. All right, and then we'll get this one. All right, not too bad. We have cleared out this entire facility, so we get to claim all the rewards, which means I'm just gonna go to order all claim, and then we're just gonna... I'm actually getting semi-competent at this, all right? I'm not that bad. All right, I'm just gonna crack this one. We could hack it, or we could just... I guess we hack it. Sun is a warrior poet, so it's fine. Also crack this one open. Just go over here real fast. Pull out your sword or something. Stab this. No, I can't claim this. The way the quest works is that this will show up. You can claim everything, but if you dismantle anything, it just makes scrap, if that makes any sense. Because it's like a balancing factor. However, I did find a way to kind of get around it in a way, but I'll show you in a second. That's a volumetric power slot. That's pretty good. So the actual trick is that you claim everything, and then you just try to leave, and you just grab everything. I'll explain in a second. But I'm trying to also grab all these sealed crates. Come on, what's in here? That is 52 grav light panels. That's pretty solid. It's gonna take a while to hack this. We'll just sit here for a second. And then that turret's already probably dead, so that's fine too. Come on. Oh, Sun is a very exhausted lad. Maybe he should rest. Oh, wait, I just realized we had 8 Glitter World medicine the entire time. We could have fixed Ray's brain this entire time. Oh, that would have been nice to know. All right, well, when we get back, we'll fix her up proper. Mostly because the other thing too is we don't have a lot of food. We have to fly to another tile, get more food, and then we can go back into space. All right, you can undraft for now. So for example, if I try to dismantle this steel turret, right? One of the main issues is that it's not really going to do anything. You're not going to get steel, you're going to get scrap. Watch. If I remember this correctly, hold on. Yeah, see, it just makes scrap. You actually don't get the item. So what you actually have to do, and this is really dumb, is that if you claim everything, and if the map is clear, you can... if I do this right... okay, no, hold on. How did I do this last time? I think we have to... How do you send caravan? Or is it... Oh, everything has to be dead first, I think. So let me have Sun quickly execute this poor guy. And I think that's the last one that's considered active. We could strip them for gear, I guess. Probably not necessary. High Garm. Okay, how do I do this? How did I do this before? Is there something active on the map that's a threat? Oh, do I have to kill the... I have to kill the wolf, I think. Like, you have to wait until the map is safe. I think it requires me to kill the wolf. Hold on. And then I think the map will be safe after that. Oh gosh, no, wake up. Kill this thing. You have a little bit of energy. Stab it. Okay, it's not enough. Am I missing something? Oh, were you building a chair this entire time? Oh my gosh. How did that pan out for you? Okay, claim everything. World map. How did I do this? There was a way I cheesed this, and I am blanking out on how I did this. Because you could get the, How did I do this? I wanted to make sure I keep the power cells. Oh wait, was it uninstall? Hold on. Did I uninstall this? Let me double check this. No, uninstall. Oh, is it like a nice... What kind of office chair did you buy? Yeah, you can't uninstall that. That's what I thought. There's a way to do this. How did I do this? How the hell did I choose this last time? I just realized I don't have my my God buttons at the top. Let me fix that real quick too. So I can't seem to cheese it anymore. That's so tragic. I could dismantle this, but I wanted to get the free cores. Guess there's no free cores for us. No cheesing this mechanic. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Well, you know what? This is a problem for tomorrow, actually. This is a problem for March 3rd. We got a gaming chair. Oh, well, hopefully your chair's nice. I don't like gaming chairs that much. I prefer just a nice, proper office chair. But as long as you're enjoying your chair, more power to you. Let's see, who do I want to raid? Lurky's AFK. Who the heck do I even raid at this hour? I guess we could raid. Let's see, who did I raid last week? Let's see. Oh my god, this Twitch activity feed thing sucks. Let's see, here we go. So I raided Malu, Sai, Isen, Rachel. Okay, so we should try to raid someone else today. Let's raid Hichi. Hichi's a good lass, and she's in the middle of playing. She's in the middle of trying to play Arc Rated. Gosh, I don't understand how people stream for like 6+ hours. I guess if it's their full-time job, but god, that's insane. Alright, say hi to Hichi. She's playing some Arc Raiders, or I think attempting to play some Arc Raiders. Oh, she's doing a subathon. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, well, I guess we'll go support her with her subathon thing if you want to say hi. Oh yeah, she's got 55 hours left on this. Good god. Alright, comrades. Oh wait, hold on. Give me 1 second. History ending. Alright. Anyways, have a good night, comrades. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back on the morrow. And again, we're doing the new schedule. Start at 7. We're starting an hour earlier and ending an hour earlier perpetually. Alright. Comrades, have a good evening. Enjoy your night. And hopefully now most of you can get better sleep and can actually are able to watch through the end of stream now instead of like, you know what I mean? Alright, bye-bye. Good night. We'll be back with the saga of NEKOGRAD on the morrow.